light speed too slow?
Yes, we're gonna have to go right to ludicrous speed. Now, fuck all this. Ludicrous speed. Go! What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken?
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JJ coming at you with another randomness at its finest. I've got the lovely and wonderful Raquel with me. How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing good. Hello, everybody.
All right. I'm gonna start this off with don't quite know how to say it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. A couple weeks ago, I made an ass of myself openly, and that's something I don't ever want to do. Because most people that know me want to know that knows that I'm a pretty easygoing guy, easy to get along with. I like to keep the peace, but you know, sometimes you push the wrong buttons, and the asshole came out, and that's something I don't ever want to do. So, if you're watching, if you're paying attention, ladies and gentlemen, I openly and honestly apologize. I'm a grown adult. I'll take responsibility for when I'm wrong. The situation that I'm talking about could have been handled differently. I'm not going to go into details, but I'm here right now because, ladies and gentlemen, it's Veterans Day. I know everybody's doing some form of Veterans Day stream, but me personally, I was born and raised in the U.S. in the same spot within a 10-mile radius here in Florida. I've got friends, I've got family that are veterans, and I just want to openly say to everyone, if I know you are not, if you're still here with us, if you're not, everybody, thank you for your service. Thank you for fighting for our rights and our liberties. It is a debt that we can never repay. And I want to thank everyone. And I got Slasher in the chat. What's up, brother? You got the link, bro. Come on in if you want.
Hey.
Darius, what's up, man? Ain't you supposed to be at work? Well, I talked to him, I think it was in the chat like 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning. I'm like, dude, what are you still doing up? And got GMC in the chat. Games, movies, and comics are us. What is up, man? I know you're streaming. My apologies for streaming over you. But Miss Raquel right next to me has got a stream coming up tonight. So fun time shenanigans. Come on, guys, come over there and support this young lady. I might be there, I might not. Don't know yet. I don't know if I'm in the mood yet or not. No offense, but you know, like we were talking about before I started, I was still a little reluctant about doing this. I said I was going to take a break, and I have been. Don't expect me to be popping up on every stream that I keep popping up on, but I just feel like we LDG is cool, man. It's cool. It's just I would love to talk to you whenever you get a free moment. You know, it's all cool. You know, without all the drama, just me and you. You know, got Carol's Cookies up in here. What's up, sweetie? Great to see you. I saw you in the chat the other night talking about you like flirting. Well, guess what? You're talking to one of the biggest flirts on YouTube right now. No disrespect to the other half, but you know. Here we go. From GMC, he goes, no, man, I'm glad you're streaming. No apologies necessary. I am pretty much live 24/7. Yes, I know. Every time I see you streaming, I'm like, does this man ever sleep? But yeah, man, you doing it right. You know, classic gaming. That's the way to go. I love food. How you doing? Everybody in the chat, man. I got 9 people in the chat. I appreciate it. You guys come and support me, and I still don't know why. What up, though? G Major, what up, though? You don't have another half yet? Okay. We might need to talk. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't ever play like that. But yeah, I'm happy to see everyone here. But yeah. So Raquel, what's going on, darling? What's new?
Well, I go back to Texas this weekend, and looking forward to it. It's been a while. Looking forward to go home.
Well, it's been 3 weeks, almost a month.
It's
Something
been
like
3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just mentioning that. Anytime you want to travel, it's a great thing to go travel, see different things, or even see old things that you don't get to see that often. But to me, it's like, okay, I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to come back, even though I'm at that point to where I'm dying to get out. I'm dying to go somewhere. I don't care if it's 30 minutes down the road or 3 hours down the road. I'm dying to get out. But when I get home, it's like, whew, I'm glad I'm back. It's just one of the things. I go and have coffee every once in a while, and to me, that's my escape. Darius is flirting with you a little bit. How does that make you feel? And Sasha says hi, Raquel.
Hello.
Do I have the Cockney in the house? Cheers, Cap Spock. Cheers. Yeah, what? Not exactly, Captain Spock. It's Veterans Day, and out of respect to all of our service members with us, fallen or alive, deceased or alive, it's a day we honor them. And like I said in the beginning, it's a debt that we'll never be able to repay. And I just wanted to make sure everybody realized that. David Quintana, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for showing up. And Darius, I know you're home. I know you're on your computer. Bring your robotic ass up here. Bone, great supporter.
Hey, Bone.
This man's everywhere. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and the support that you give everybody. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody else does too. Who the hell is texting me? It's not that damn important. Not that damn important. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. I got to find out who the hell's bugging me. Oh, here we go. Dooby-dooby-doo. Even when I stopped YouTube, my phone wouldn't shut the hell up. Some people are like, all right, that's cool. Hon will be joining us here shortly. Doesn't matter what you're doing, man. I've had my nose stuck in my Xbox for the past, I guess, almost week now. And I'm sitting there playing, just minding my business, smoking my bowl, smoking my stogie, phone blowing the fuck up. I'm like, yo, I guess people don't realize what a break is, right? But that's quite all right. I like hearing from people. I am humbled. I am humbled beyond all means that anybody worries about me. Let's see. Everybody saying hello to everybody in the chat. People in the chat saying hello to you, Raquel. Raquel, it's Raquel. Rocket. But anyway, it's cute either way. Um, but anyway, what you talking about, G? No, not that. The damn chat. Optimus Prime. Okay. Roll out. Okay, whatever.
He's probably talking about the new Transformers film that's coming up sometime.
We got another one coming. God, I hope it ain't a Michael Bay film.
I have to check. Hold on a minute.
Because don't get me wrong. I've seen all of the Transformers movies, every single one, all 5 plus Bumblebee, and they were okay for what they were. But me personally, Michael Bay just destroyed too much shit. There was too much going on. The story should have been about the Autobots and the Decepticons, not how much shit you can destroy. It looked good. The CGI in the movie, man, I thought was fabulous how they brought the Transformers to real life. But it gets nasty sometimes.
It's Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Oh, really? They're doing the Beast Wars?
It doesn't. It's moved. I guess it's delayed till 2023.
Which is a little over a year away. Because let's see. I've been hearing a lot of talk, and Raquel, I've heard some of your thoughts on it. A couple nights ago, I finally watched Dune, and me and Hanstar had a discussion about it. And usually, I don't care for remakes. I don't, because they always screw it up. They always do it wrong. But we recently watched the '84 Dune, the original, and so it was still fresh in my brain. Watching it, a lot of the stuff that they did looked a lot better. All the little subtle things, like when Paul gets tested by the what do they call, the Bene Gesserit witch, puts his hand in the box, talking about he would know it as he was no. I'm sorry, they were already on Arrakis. He would know it as if he was born to it. Little subtle things that people would say or think. And in all honesty, I loved it. They did a great job with it. I can't wait till part 2 because I want to see how they ended up. Yeah, I know, Spock, but come on, bro. We all have our own opinions about it. A lot of people loved the Suicide Squad, and unfortunately, me and Slasher and a few others watched it one night. I think Moira Kitty was with us, and that was a couple hours we'll never get back. John Cena with a toilet bowl on his head. Sorry, I can do without it. But there's people out there that like the movie, and to me, it just Bene Gesserit. Yeah, thank you, Darius. Thank you. And the one thing that made me mad about it, after seeing the original, they mispronounced one house name, and it really, really got on my nerves. Okay, it's House Atreides and House Harkonnen. They kept saying Harkonnen. I'm like, y'all are saying this shit wrong. It's just, it got on my nerves. It's like they got everything else right. Duncan, Idaho, Dr. Kynes, they got all that shit right. Atreides, they didn't say Getty Prime. I think they said Getty or Getty or something like that, Prime. And they didn't show the Emperor, which I thought they should have. Emperor Shaddam IV. They should have showed him, but we might see him in the second part. But nobody likes that movie, JJ. Well, Slasher, you know me. I've always considered myself a nobody, so you're absolutely right about that. But anyway, yeah. So what you been watching, Raquel? Anything different? Anything
Let's
lately?
see.
Because
Lately, I watched Last Action Hero, Hudson Hawk, Escape from New York, Escape from
awesome movie.
LA.
Uh,
Let's see. What did I watch? I'm drawing a blank what I watched yesterday, but that's the watch what I have watched so far.
what did you think of Escape from New York? Not the second one, the first
Uh,
one. That bad, huh?
It was fine, but the graphics, well, they were a little cheesy, but
Well, it's an older movie.
yeah.
Sometimes you got to overlook that and look at the story,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because there's quite a few movies that are like that. It looks cheesy because when me and Slasher did the first movie review we did was Krull, Krull, and there was some cheesy graphics in it. That don't stand the test of time, but the movie is an awesome movie because of the story. To me, it's one of those films that if you watch it and pay attention to it, every single scene that you see in this movie, they made this movie for real.
Mm-hmm.
In the forest, in the caves, uh, there was only a couple shots where they went on location, but they actually put work into it, and I thought it looked awesome. But you can tell it was made, but
Right.
they did a great job of it. Except for one, there's one scene in the movie where they're riding these horses. The graphics were shite. You could tell they were shite. Uh, but yeah, you're gonna have your older movies.
Nobody warned me about the head on top of a stick or something like that. It's like, holy.
In Crow.
No, Escape from New York.
Oh yeah, that was at the time. That was a pretty graphic movie. Um, Bone says episode 4 looks cheesy at times too. If you're talking about Star Wars, you're absolutely correct. Especially if you see the despecialized edition, in other words, the original ones. Some of that tech don't stand up due to the test of time, but they are still great films. Captain Trek, how you doing, man? Thank you for coming in. It's great to see you.
Hello.
Captain, I added you to both group chats of Randomness and the Random Movie Review. So when I make my official return, you're more than welcome to come and join us for a movie or to hang out on the stream. Um, oh, great! I got a clone in here. I'm in an alt account. We got George Lucas up in this bitch. What's up, George? Keep making your movies. And I think I know who that is. But I'm not going to say because the suspense will kill everyone. But if that is you, George, which I know it's not because I'd have like 100,000 viewers right now. Keep making the shit, man. Fuck Disney. Um, let's see. Who else we got in here? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm laughing out loud. Hey, George Lucas. GMC, that is correct. GMC, I got an idea for you if you didn't already have it. I know you're doing your Ninja November. Great games. Ninja Gaiden is awesome. I love the IP. But in May, you need to do a Star Wars gaming. Find all the Star Wars games like Super Star Wars. The whole Super Nintendo series. I don't know if you've got it on PC or not. Some of the X-Wing series. They're great games. Think about it. I don't know if you're able or not. Just think about it. Because I watch Knights of the Old Republic, man. If you've got an Xbox or a PC that can handle it, Knights of the Old Republic, either one, both of them, I don't care. Great games. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's an idea. Oh, anyway, waiting on some other friends to show up. Uh, so Raquel, when I bring back the movie review, is there anything you're interested in watching that we haven't already mentioned?
Not on the top of my head.
Well, I know we've mentioned a lot of uh, movies you haven't seen. Brightest Day, what is going on? Thank you for popping in, man.
Hello.
It's greatly appreciated. And everybody in the chat, listen, guys, I say this every single time I stream. Every time I go live, it surprises me who shows up in the chat, who is interested in anything I have to say. It humbles me, because there's a lot of people streaming today. You choose to come and watch me. God knows you had choices, but it's greatly appreciated. I love all you guys. I like it when you guys show up, whether you're on my panel or in my chat. I see all these names around. We're seeing newer names these days that start to work their ways into our circles. Trust me, it's well earned. It's well earned because most of the guys I've been coming across, they seem to be great people. Even though if we don't understand each other yet, but give it time, we will. Well, that's definitely a new one to me, G Major. I have interesting views. Well, I'm a big believer in the truth. Okay, and when I started doing this, I wanted to try to keep things positive. We see too many channels bashing everything, no matter what it is: TV, movies, music, games. Well, there's always ways around that. If you don't like it, don't watch it, don't play it, don't listen to it. We have that option. And people trashing stuff before they even see it. Case in point, I got to go down the Star Wars route for a minute. Case in point, the Book of Boba Fett. I've seen so many people basically saying, "What the fuck is this?" All right. First off, this takes place in the same timeline as The Mandalorian, 5 or 6 years after Return of the Jedi. Okay. First off, we don't know exactly where in the timeline this is, because when we meet Boba Fett in The Mandalorian, we do not know how long it's been since he escaped the Sarlacc. Okay, we don't know this. He could have just got out. He could have been out a month, a year. We don't know. And him trying to run a criminal organization. Well, first and foremost, Boba Fett, yes, is a bounty hunter. In his mind, he's never considered himself one. He's just out to make money. He's doing a job. Okay, and now trying to run a criminal organization, he's trying to make more money. Since Jabba's gone, he's trying to put things in line. And people have a problem with that. And what I say about this is don't judge it until you see it. You can't. You can't judge nothing by a trailer or a teaser. It's just one of them things. I love food. Yeah, I've heard the rumor. And personally, I don't care because the first downvote I ever got, I thought, oh, hell yeah, I'm a YouTuber now. I got a downvote. I guess I'm real now. I got a downvote. I missed part of the chat, but this response here is just awesome. I love food. No, not bone. I love food. No. I lost the damn comment.
Oops.
Oh shit, we got problems, yo. I'm gonna bring this man in proper. Everybody buckle up and hold on.
Now buckle this. Ludicrous speed. Go!
Hey, Slasher.
It's good, bro. That was a little bit of an unnecessary buildup, but thank you.
Hey, I can honestly say, bro, I even though we've never met, I can call you a friend.
Yeah,
Um,
same here, bro.
you deserve as much respect as anybody else, whether you believe so or not. Um,
Thank you.
you're very, you're highly thought of, believe it or not, amongst a lot of our smaller circles. And I just, I just want you to feel welcome, man. I want you to feel like you're wanted because you
Yeah,
are.
you're one of the people who fucking first started talking to me when I was going on live streams, and 2 years later, we're still talking.
Actually, 2 years. I thought it's been longer than that.
Well, it was 2019 when I started going on live streams. So yeah, I guess it's a little over 2 years.
Yeah. Hello, Dandelion. Damn it. Dandelion Fluff. That's bone.
Hello.
Fuck. There we go. Dandelion Fluff. Hey, sweet pea. How you doing? Oh,
Hey,
oh, shit.
Daniel.
Hey guys,
Hey, Daniel.
Howdy.
Hey,
What's up? I like the avatar. That's
how you
cool.
isn't
doing?
it awesome? It's
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah,
the
I love
logo
it.
from one of our local liquor stores, Angry Otter Liquor.
Oh, that is so cool.
Just love it.
Thank you for popping in. When we were chatting there for a 2nd,
Mhm.
you didn't have to come in here. You could have been in the chat, but thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Well, I just figured I'd stop in for a little bit. I kind of thought I'd take a break from like vacuuming and cleaning and trying to find all the freaking pics that I lost in the last 6 months or so since I last, vacuumed and cleaned.
Mm.
It's the joys of living alone. You don't have to clean. Well, I mean,
No,
you
but
do.
if you keep things straight, it makes the job easier.
Well, I try to keep things somewhat organized, but crap piles up.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I
nobody
know.
wants to hear about me cleaning my apartment. What's up, everyone?
No, it's
Go
okay
ahead.
because I'm just talking about random BS. It is randomness at its finest. So
Yeah,
you
me
know,
vacuuming is super not exciting.
You've been on here. We can talk about taking a shit and it ends up being a mandingo conversation. So it's it happens. But it's all good. It's all good. So are you getting a 4-day or you got to work tomorrow?
Working tomorrow.
Okay. That's kind of raw.
It's all right.
I'm off Thursday. Why
I'll
not
take
Friday,
a day off
Saturday, and
whenever I
Sunday?
can take a day off. So they're gonna pay me to stay home. I'm gonna stay home.
Hey, no gripes about that one.
Nope.
I love making money when I get to sit at home.
Yep.
And not do nothing for it.
Well, I mean, it's kind of part of your. You have worked for it. It's part of our social.
Hey, Krish.
What's up, Chris?
My apologies. And Darius is flirting with you. Hey.
I'm saying hi to everybody.
That's Darius. I can hear him now. Oh, I can't do it because I don't have the auto-tune that he uses or the software he uses. I want to get it, but then again, I don't want to overdo it because Darius does it good. He does it great. If he's still doing it, the opening of his shows and the closing of his shows are epic. I love it.
Nice.
But anyway, how you been? Everything been okay?
Nah, just
Works
working.
okay. Works okay. Everything's good.
Usual, nothing too exciting.
Okay. Because I don't know if it's like once a year, like you got your time, but I remember you were, basically getting there before the sun comes up and getting home when the sun goes down. You're working all day.
Well, the only problem with I do the same thing now, but only because we've only got 7 hours of daylight at this time of year.
Tell me about it. I've been trying to get my butt up a little earlier because it gets dark by 5:30, and I'm like, nah, I can't see that well in the dark, so I better get the hell out and get what I need done while I got daylight.
Yeah.
And today was beautiful. It was 72, 73 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. I call it window weather. You don't need nothing. Just roll the windows down and enjoy the day. Beautiful day. Beautiful
Nice.
day. It's going to get a little bit cooler this weekend, but that's all right. 68 to me is perfect.
I don't know what that means.
68 degrees Fahrenheit. You'd have to look it up.
I know. I'm just kidding. I know. I can kind of I can imagine it. Like,
Well, yeah, because you guys got to be odd. Y'all use that metric system, and it just throws everybody off.
Most people use Celsius. You guys are the odd ones. Sorry.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it, because I wish they would just get the hell rid of this daylight savings time. Get rid of it. We
just did get rid of daylight savings time. We are now on standard time. Daylight savings is the summer. We just finished daylight savings time. For some reason, they think that when there's 17 hours of daylight, we need to save some. But in the winter, like I always say, you can't cut, a foot off the bottom of your blanket and sew it to the top of your blanket and get a longer blanket. Actually, I didn't originally say that. Somebody else said that, but I like it.
Well, to me,
the number of hours of daylight are the number of hours of daylight. It's dumb to keep switching it around. I say just leave it like this. Leave it like this.
Nah. I'd rather have it the other way, because I like going out. I like doing things, and the more daylight I have to do it, makes it easier on me.
I like getting up early, so I want my daylight at the beginning. It was too dark in the mornings. It was so dark. I mean, I have to get up at 5:30 in the morning, so. I don't like it being so dark.
Oh, wow. Hey, G Major, I used to watch that TV show. Now he'd be an old man. I don't even know why they would bring him in, because back in 77, he'd be an old man right now. He tried to put on that spider suit, and guess what? You have Grandpa Spider-Man. That ain't gonna work.
Maybe they could have used that de-aging technology.
Since there's the multiverse involved, they could have an old Spider-Man since there's the multiverse involved.
Yep. I loved that Spider-Man show.
Yeah, I
did too.
I liked it.
It was to me.
That was the first live-action Spider-Man. It was great.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't great. It was awful, but it was still. I loved it because I was, what was I like?
Just the effects, because they showed several shots. People standing on the street, showing somebody in a red and blue costume climbing up a wall. That was awesome.
I know.
And then when they come back to him, it's like a point of view. You see what he's seeing. He's looking around. He's climbing up a wall. I'm like, man, this is cool. How are they doing this?
Oh yeah. Well, you're a couple years younger than me, so we're around the same age. So.
A couple of years. No, I'm about a year and a half.
No, you're a couple of years younger than me.
You were born in 70, 49.
Oh, okay. All right, a year then.
I was born in 72.
72. Oh, okay. Oh, so you're a year younger than me. All right then.
Yeah. So we're about, I say we're about the same age. So
we're about the same age.
A lot of stuff we watched when we were kids, it kind of boggled our brains, and we liked it. And, even though they can make it cooler looking now, it'll still never compete with what we used to watch.
It totally will. Have you seen any of those old Spider-Man now? They didn't even have spandex yet back then. It was still slightly baggy spider suit.
Well, you can find it on YouTube. Me and Slasher, about a month and a half ago, we were just chilling out, hanging out in our own little backstage, so to speak, and he pulled it up right on YouTube. We were sitting watching an episode of this TV show, Spider-Man, and that was awesome, man. I was like, damn, I forgot all about this.
Did you ever see the Captain America with the motorcycle and that weird, he had a clear shield?
No, I didn't.
Was that on
a clear shield? Really?
I vaguely remember that.
Let me see if I can bring up a picture of it.
I had no clue, man.
I know lots of people I've talked to do not remember Rocket Robin Hood. That was bad. Ooh-wee, was that a bad show?
Never heard of it. Yeah. Never heard of it.
Hey, Bee's Nest.
What's up, B? Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming in.
Hello.
All right.
Okay,
Right back,
here-
Carol.
Here it is, JJ.
All right, man.
Fucking looks really, really weird.
I'm kind of scared of what I'm about to see.
You should be. I'll try and find some Rocket Robin Hood to show you.
Oh wow!
Nah.
What the hell?
The
Really?
motorcycle helmet. That's funny. I remember that.
What the hell was this?
Bro, look at
Did they
look at
actually
his
put this
shield.
on TV?
I know.
Look at his shield.
Didn't it fit
They
onto the
actually-
front of the motorcycle and then he could
Yeah.
like remove it?
Yeah, like a battering ram or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
man, did they actually put this shit on TV?
I never heard of this till probably about like 5 years ago.
Oh my god, I'm almost ashamed to say I like
Yeah, it
Captain
says-
America now.
TV movie from '79. It says on IMDb.
Oh god, that's just. I'm sorry, that's just sad.
But look at him here. He's
Well,
happy
what
as all
is
hell
this?
right here.
What are you
Yeah,
supposed
I
to
know-
do?
I know
They
he
only
is.
have like limited tech back in the day.
Yeah, but Captain America, was Captain America.
Right?
He should have already had his helmet on and not a motorcycle helmet. The shield should have not been see-through. They knew what the character looked like. I don't know what they were trying to accomplish with this.
Who the hell knows? I don't think they knew.
Because look, he's got the wings and the A on the motorcycle
Yeah.
helmet. But he shouldn't have that on. He should have his other helmet on, his mask or whatever.
All right.
It's
I pasted
dumb.
I pasted a link in the private chat to the Rocket Robin Hood. I don't know if you want to play a couple of
Oh,
seconds of
man.
that sucker.
Let me
This-
let me look at this real quick.
Yeah.
You know what this looks like? This looks like someone who couldn't get the rights to Captain America, so they made up their own version of Captain America.
That's what it's looking like. The
Here,
hell?
I will paste some Rocket Robin Hood in the chat for people too.
And over
Yeah,
here he
you
looks
gotta-
like
you should
over
have
here
a
he looks like
merch.
he has tits.
It was sort of like in the same vein as that Spider-Man cartoon, the one that used to make you nauseous because they just had the same scenery over and over again, and it had all those like weird watercolor acid skies, and yeah, I used to get super queasy watching that shit. But Rocket Robin Hood was pretty funny too. But it was the same kind of thing where it's like, sort of
Alright,
like
I'm gonna share
the Flintstones had
I'm
the
gonna-
same background rolling.
I'm gonna
Rocket
share
Robin.
this real
It
quick.
looks like Super Friends.
Yeah,
Share
it was kind of along those
this,
lines.
share
It was pretty
this,
bad. I don't even
share this.
remember any of it
Kill
because it was so bad I didn't even watch it when I was a kid. But
This is not cool looking.
no, it was really bad. You got the volume off?
Yeah, I just killed the sound of it.
Right. Yeah.
That is just nasty looking.
It was pretty bad.
Hey, look, a talking head.
Rocket Robin Hood, so bad.
Where is this planet going?
Who knows?
What is this? An Earth? A Death Star Earth? What?
I gotta be
don't-
honest. I honestly do not remember it very well. Oh my god, G Major, you remember Rocket Robin Hood? Where did you see it? I thought it was only in Canada or something.
This looks like a wannabe Thundar the Barbarian.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know. It was
Oh man,
like early 70s, late 60s, I think. It was
that is just crazy.
yeah.
All right, another guy that needs a special intro. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up and hold on.
Now buckle this. Ludicrous speed. Go!
No, it's not Pornhub.
Hey!
I
Hey,
didn't.
Town Star.
I didn't know I needed that. I didn't know I needed that special of an intro.
Someone's going to have to pull some Rocket Robin Hood intro for somebody.
Raquel Slasher Dandelion, and of course,
What's
my
up,
buddy
huh?
JJ. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
Exactly, sci-fi.
Totally like
That,
Johnny
it did.
Quest.
It kind of reminded me of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
because
I'm
I used
sure
to
they
watch
was
that.
all done out of the same like studio of like, you know, budget cartoon artists.
Yeah. Because to me, I watched Johnny Quest. I loved it. You know.
Oh, I love
Herculoids.
Johnny Quest. I used to watch Johnny Quest too. I loved it.
Honstar,
Yeah,
do you remember Rocket Robin Hood? Did you ever see that?
Robin Hood. I have a very bad memory, so let me do some Googling. And
Here, I got it right here for you. I'll just pop it right in the private chat again.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Let me.
There you go. Episode 1, right
let me
there.
check it out and see if I remember it or not.
Yeah. You'll probably like have tried to forget it.
Now what? Oh, I need to move my microphone. I probably sound
Yeah,
weird.
You do. You sound real weird.
My microphone was behind my monitor. I do not remember Rocket Robin Hood. What like time frame like year wise is that?
I think it was mostly in Canada, but I think it would have been like sometime in the 70s. But it may have predated that. I don't really know. Like when I was a kid, there was stuff on TV, and I don't know if it was current or if it was like rehashed from the past.
See, I'm not. I know you already know this, Dandelion. A, I'm not from Canada, and B, I was born in '79. So if that was,
so you're just a baby.
If that was from and a lot of the Hanna-Barbera stuff that I watched may have actually been reruns that I watched in the '80s. I don't know if it was reruns at that point, but
that's
stuff
exactly
stuff like Johnny Quest and things like that.
Well, it was in Canada, so it had to have been after '74 that I was watching it because that's when we came to Canada. So,
anyone remember Plastic Man? Did anyone watch that?
I don't think so.
Hey, Optic Racer, how you doing?
What's up,
I don't think I've ever heard of Plastic Man.
No,
that
Plastic Man, yeah, it was back during
before my time as well.
That was also back during the Fantastic Four phase back then, the cartoon.
Yeah, Plastic Man. They would have like a guy. They would have a guy like playing Plastic Man, and like they would have these cheesy ass effects and construction, and then like introduce the cartoon.
I don't remember that, so I don't think I'm familiar with Plastic Man that I can think of.
Oh man, that's let's see if we can't find some Let's see if we can't find some Plastic Man, y'all. Help this ball guy out.
Just be careful what you search for, JJ, because if you search Plastic Man on Pornhub, there's some really crazy stuff out there.
Bruh, no.
Captain Trek remembers Plastic Man.
Oh, I need to go and pop the chat out. I'm being an asshole. I'm not even paying attention to the chat.
Shame on you.
I know. Oh, yes, it happened.
What? What happened?
I got my 1 sub back today.
Oh, okay. I got one of mine back. I was back down to 281.
Well, you've heard me say before. I know you've heard this before, JJ. Every other day I lose a sub and gain a sub.
Yeah, I know.
So I like to think it's the same person, and every other day they're just
there
like,
you go, hon.
Screw.
Oh,
Yeah,
I do remember Plastic Man.
I definitely have not seen Plastic Man. That I can remember anyway.
They had a guy. They had a guy playing him, introducing the cartoons. Like they would have those.
I definitely have. Unless I blocked it from my memory, I definitely have not seen
any show where the character can turn himself into a toilet plunger is not a show I'm going to watch.
Oh, come on. Don't be that way.
Because there's some stuff you just don't want to plunge with your face.
Yeah, really.
You would plunge with a plunger. You don't want to plunge with your face.
Okay, Allie noticed that. So did I, but I wasn't going to say anything about that.
Nasty.
What are
Angry
you
Otter does
doing
not
with your-
approve.
What are you doing with the plunger?
Oh,
guys?
there you go. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just talking to myself because YouTube was being what YouTube is, and
That's okay.
it's a B word that sometimes is not very nice.
Hey, Sherry.
It's a biatch.
Hi, Sherry.
Hello, Sherry.
I was trying to
Sherry.
pop the chat out and throw it on my second monitor, and for some reason it was being a biatch about letting me do that.
How you doing, Sherry? Good to see you. Good to
Hello,
see
everybody in the chat. I finally popped the chat out. Optic Racer, Sherry, Carol's Cookies, Captain Trek. Hello, everybody, and anybody I forgot. I'm sorry if I forgot you, but hello to
Hi.
you all.
There you go. But yeah, I originally did this stream because I know we're talking about pop culture and whatnot, old stuff, good stuff. This is stuff that we normally talk about over here. But it is Veterans Day. Everybody that served, thank you for serving. People that are still with us or not, the ones that are not here anymore, you're sorely and dearly missed. And I keep saying it's a debt we can never repay. So thank you, everyone, if you've served. I'll keep saying that the whole time. I'm not gonna go too long, maybe an hour and a half, something like that. Just something. I just feel like I needed to come on here and just set some things right and just try to have a good time.
I very thoroughly cleared my tear ducts out yesterday. As you know, JJ, my biological dad passed away in August and is buried at my local national cemetery. He was a Marine vet from Korea, and yesterday was the Marine Corps birthday. Today, of course, is Veterans Day. So I went and saw my dad yesterday to wish him a happy birthday, Marine. Tried to sing the Marine Corps hymn, couldn't get past the first verse without bawling like a baby, so I had to just play the song from YouTube, of all places. We all love YouTube. Put some flags on his grave. The thing that really, 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 really got me, I mean, obviously I'm sad that my dad has passed away, but the thing that really got me is a very good friend of mine's nephew is also buried in the same national cemetery. He was he was also a Marine. He was a devil dog.
Younger guy.
He was killed in Iraq at 23 years old by a sniper.
Yeah, that ain't good.
Oh no, it gets better. Not better. It gets worse. I shouldn't say better. It gets worse. Anytime I go and see my dad, so now I have my dad, my future son-in-law's stepdad, and my good friend's nephew all in the same national cemetery. So anytime I go to the national cemetery, I visit all these, people's graves and pay my respects.
Yep.
I was totally not ready for what happened yesterday.
It was kind of sudden, wasn't it?
I went to visit my very good friend's nephew, and I don't know how many of you know the coin thing with the national cemeteries here in the United States. And Dandelion, I don't know if it's the same way in Canada. There may be something different in Canada, but there is a coin thing with national cemeteries that I learned once my dad was buried in the national cemetery.
Okay.
If you come to visit the person, you leave a penny on the headstone, so if the family comes, they know somebody came to visit them.
You guys still have pennies?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We don't have pennies anymore. No
if
pennies.
you were in basic training with the person that is buried there, you leave a nickel.
Rubberpuss, what's up, man?
If you served with the person, you leave a dime. If the person was unfortunately killed in combat and you were there, you leave a quarter.
Geez, it gets expensive. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, that's not expensive.
Wow.
So I went and saw my dad and played him the Marine Corps hymn and had a little talk with my dad, and then I went around to the next section where my good friend's nephew is buried, and there were two guys there in a truck with out of state plates, and I didn't know exactly what grave they were at because there's lots of graves, so I kind of went out trying to find the one I was looking for, and then I realized trying to find the one I was looking for, they were at his.
Oh.
And I'm about to. I've never cried on YouTube. I'm about to tear up just thinking about it.
It's all good, bro. You ain't got to talk about it if it makes you uncomfortable.
No, it doesn't make me uncomfortable. It just gives me the feels. It just gives me the feels. The reason those two gentlemen were there, and I did not interrupt them or go talk to them because I never met this young man. I only know of him through my very good friend. So I did not feel it was my place, A, obviously, to interrupt their time, or B, talk to him like I knew him when I never actually met him. I just pay my respects to him every time I'm there. But these two guys were people that left a quarter on his headstone because they were with him when he was killed in Iraq. They came from multiple states away together on the Marine Corps birthday to pay their respects and, talk to their brother in arms.
Dude, both my mom and my dad and my aunt and my uncle are buried in our national cemetery. And every time I go, I usually go on if I'm able. In other words, my father's went here recently. On the anniversary dates, on their birthdays, I go see my parents a lot. But a few rows down is my aunt and uncle's house. I'm at house, grave. And usually when we go out there, if I got someone with me or something, I said, well, they're probably not home. They're probably visiting Uncle Wayne and Aunt Betty. I make jokes about it because to me, that's how I get these soft spots like that. Even serious things, I make jokes because it makes us feel better when we laugh. And at the same time, it helps us remember great times. Wow, that was a name I ain't seen in a while. Drop Shop, what's up? Great to see you. Thanks for coming in. Austinator. No, that ain't you. Austinator, what's up?
But yeah, and I'm sorry to kind of be a downer, but
no. It's Veterans Day, man. It's good to talk about people.
It was something that happened to me yesterday in real life that I didn't expect, to ever happen, to come across.
Bro, it's okay
like
because you're talking to a man that cries on a regular basis. It just makes you more human. It makes you less cold. It shows that you have feelings, and most men have a hard time doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We're
no
all
shame in feelings.
No. Hell no. I'll show my feelings many ways. Well, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm pissed off, whatever. I'm not ashamed of my feelings. Even though from time to time I am ashamed of how I feel because, I play this game on YouTube, and I say this very, very lightly, but I mean, I'm serious about it. When I get here on this stream, no matter what I think of anybody, whether it be Raquel, Slasher, Yuhan, Dandelion, anybody.
I know what you think of me.
LDG, Darius, anybody. It doesn't matter what I think. I've always used this term, my feelings are irrelevant. And I say that because I can't really say that about Han because we've actually met. Even Tommy, the Guinea Pig Collective, I met Tommy. If we can't sit together and break bread, have a conversation, shake a hand, hug, whatever, to me, I don't really feel like I should have the feelings that I do. But being the person that I am, I give a damn. I just give a damn too much. And sometimes you can only do it for so long. People start to take advantage of you. People start to think one way about you when you're another way. It's just, that's just me. I've gained feelings towards several people here on YouTube over the past almost 3 years now. Some of them we don't talk no more. Some of them we just ignore one another, and it's quite a shame because especially people that you've helped in some form or fashion, it's disappointing. But it's okay. We're human. We make mistakes, and I for one can admit that I make plenty of mistakes, and I'm grown enough to admit it. Hey, Han, do me a favor, bro.
Okay.
Don't cry, man. Get your eyes all wet.
No, I was already doing that when I was talking earlier. I've sucked it up. I'm good. That's why I went. I'm good.
What are you sucking on my? Don't be sucking nothing on this stream, okay?
I said I sucked it. I didn't. Okay.
Hold on.
I got new glasses. Anybody want to talk about that? I got new glasses because
Yes, I noticed that.
I failed my eye exam when I went to get my physical for my federal license for my job. So I had to go and get a new eye exam and a new prescription. And I actually just picked these bad boys up yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, I
these
definitely
and a pair
need new
of
glasses.
and a pair
These
of
are
prescription
broke.
sunglasses. But yeah, I'm bougie. I'm too good to hang out with you anymore, JJ, because these are Sean Jean frames, and my prescription sunglasses are Nike. So I'm bougie as fuck. I mean,
Just because you can
things are just
afford it,
dripping.
don't.
These
Hey, just
I
because
can't.
just because
dripping
you
with
can afford it.
trendiness.
Yeah, just because you can afford it doesn't mean you're supposed to brag about it.
I can't afford it. My insurance can. That's the whole reason I have Sean John frames and a pair of Nike prescription sunglasses. Is
Son
because
of a red shirt. What is going on? Thank you for joining us this evening. I appreciate it.
Anyway, JJ, I'm gonna skedoodle because I got to do some other stuff, but I will be listening in from the chat.
It's greatly appreciated, Dandelion. Thank you for showing up. It's always a pleasure when I can hang out with you. And
yep, well, I'll come by and stop in chats from time to time, but yeah.
Yeah, I lurk. I'm a lurker.
Yeah, I enjoy a lurk.
Yeah, it just makes me creepy as fuck.
Same. That's why I also
I
adopted this adorable angry otter logo.
Get it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't give
nobody
a damn
can be
who
upset
you
at a
are.
Nobody can be upset at a lurking otter.
That is
No,
an
isn't he
awesome
adorable?
that is an awesome avatar.
Yeah.
I like it better than the spider.
Yeah, I know. I had to stop using the spider. I love the spider.
I know you do. I know.
But I thought the angry otter toting a couple of bottles of booze seemed like super awesome.
Mar, what is going on? Great to see you, Mar.
All right, my fine people. It was a delight. I will chat with you all soon.
Later,
Have a good day.
Have a
Take care,
good night.
Dandelion.
Have
It's
a
great
good
to
night,
see you.
Allie. Good to see you,
Bye,
Dandelion.
everybody.
All right. Where's Mar at?
The funniest thing about getting and I know, obviously you wear glasses, JJ. The craziest thing is always when you get new glasses with a different prescription because you see better, but at the same time your eyes have been used to the old prescription, so you're still trying to get used to the new prescription.
Mar, check your DMs.
So
I understand. I need new glasses. These fuckers are broke.
For the first day or two, your eyes are like, ooh, what's this crazy? Like something's wrong, like you're fucking tripping on something.
My glasses look like they're on my face straight right now. Okay. Without my headphones on, these motherfuckers sit lopsided because I got some of the ones with the fishing line that holds the damn lenses in. And this side right here is broke from here to here. And if I look at them wrong, the lens will just pop out. And the other side is starting to break too. So I definitely need some some new glasses. I might be able to see better.
When's
see
the last time you had an eye exam?
2015.
Okay, yeah. So you can't use that prescription anymore.
Well, these are
'Cause,
2040, 2040, 2050. Each eye is different.
Well, my eyes are different too. My best eyes, I think one is. I want to say one of them is 2020. The other is 2030. My left eye is. I have a very very bad stigmatism in my left eye, so it's my worst eye. I want to say it's correctable to 2030, and I think my right eye is correctable. Actually, I think to 2020. I'd have to look again, but
Back in 2015, I had a little issue. Um, when I say a floater, do you guys know what I'm talking about?
yes, I
In
do.
your eyeball?
Yeah.
Okay, Slasher.
What's that?
When someone tells you, "Hey, I got a floater," talking about their eyes, do you know what they're talking about?
Like it's like a bit of like it's like a light trail. Like when there's like a light
no,
trail.
it's actually dark. It's actually dark.
Oh,
What it
okay.
is like blood. It's blood. Um, what about you, Raquel? Have you ever heard that before?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, I had blood vessels in my eyes that were just bleeding out. They weren't doing what they were supposed to do. Hey, Mar.
Hello there.
Mar, what's going on, brother?
Hello.
Good to see you, man. How
Hello.
you doing?
I'm doing quite fine, actually.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Lately, some trouble sleeping, but I have heard that's a problem of a lot of people at the moment.
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
problem with me because I'm currently out from work hurt and have no normal schedule. So I either don't sleep or I sleep like 2 or 3 times a day for no reason. It's like one or the other. But I'm gonna go Geloja, JJ. I'll be
Yeah, bro. Shifty, I can understand that very well. I'm diabetic also. She may have the same thing I've got. It's called diabetic retinopathy. But as I was saying, I went and had my eyes checked, and I had floaters real bad. They checked it, and blood vessels in my eyes, inside the actual eyeball, were just bleeding out. They wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing. So
Ugh.
I had to have surgery on my eyeballs, and they literally cut my eyeballs open
Oh.
Shit, dude.
and laser surgery to stop the bleeding. And it was caking up. All the blood was caking up on the inside of my eyeball. Everything was starting to be cloudy. When the surgery was done, when they finally did both eyes, they did them one at a time. It looked like they just went in and cleaned the windows. Everything was bright and clear, so to speak, but my vision was still blurry. So for a long while, I could see great with my glasses, and they also told me at the time, in the future, you may develop cataracts. And I believe that's what's going on. And when I go get my eyes checked, I believe they're going to tell me I'm going to need cataract surgery. It was rather a weird experience because they knock you out long enough to get started, and you're meant to wake up during the process, which really ain't bad because the first time it happened, someone tells you, "Oh, they're going to operate on your eyeball," you freak out. But when I woke up, they did my right eye first, and when I woke up, I could see or look around and look out of one eye. The other one was just black, gone. I'm like, okay. But they had music playing in the background, it helped you relax. They had a decent station going, so I was just chilling out. I almost started singing to a couple songs. And then when they got done, they patched me up, fed me. I went home. Everything was great. Second time, I'm like, all right, let's do this. I was cool with it. Micro stitches in your eyeball. That's just crazy to me. Micro stitches. The whole thing was crazy to me. But now my eyes have gotten worse. When I sit here on YouTube, no matter if I'm streaming, on a stream, in the chat, I've got my wonderful second pair of eyes right here. Literally, sometimes I gotta look at the chat like that. I like put it up there and say, "Oh, okay, that's what that said." Because sometimes it's blurry, but that's okay. We all have our moments. But anyway, what's new, Mar? How you been? Everything been good?
Hate to ask that, but wouldn't that be your third pair of eyes because of the glasses you wear already?
Good point. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I can't count either, but that's okay. But
What are you
we all
counting?
have nothing. Don't worry about it. You missed
He's
it.
counting eyeballs.
I have 4, according to some people that like to be rude and call people with glasses 4 eyes.
Man, I ain't heard that in so long.
I hadn't heard this at school. I'm just being funny.
4 eyes.
4
As you
eyes.
can see, I'm wearing glasses myself. Oh, damn. Wrong avatar up.
Dandelion's here. Was here, and she had a great avatar. And Mar, I must say, that is another great avatar. I like it. I wish I could find a woman that looks like that. Got a little meat on her. I'm not a big fan of skin and bones, but
Have no face. You want to go with no face?
Well,
they wouldn't talk as much. No offense, ladies. No offense. Really.
Well,
no
I
offense.
think the thing with the no face is more like it could be everyone. You know?
Yeah, I'm a sucker for short women. I prefer redheads, but I don't really care what color the hair is. I try my damnedest not to respect any woman. If I do, I try to apologize for it. And don't do it in my presence because I will have your ass for breakfast. If you do, I'm a gentleman. All right. I
JJ
believe
tried to do
everyone.
that when we were in that hotel room in Florida, and I would not let him have my ass for breakfast.
Yeah, your ass for breakfast.
Anyway, I told him not to talk about that shit. That's fucking up.
What happened in the hotel room stays in the hotel room.
I knew I was going away. I don't know if y'all heard it or not. That's why I was like, bye, everybody. I knew JJ was about to do something.
Dandelion, I don't give a damn how tall you are. You are one gorgeous lady, and I'll say that every single time. Okay, I don't give a damn how tall you are. You could be 6 foot tall. I don't give a fuck. You're gorgeous. So
Well,
stop.
I have to agree with JJ there.
Yeah.
You know, JJ, I also have a thing for redheads, whether they be bottle redheads or natural redheads. I have a thing for red hair for some reason.
I know you get along with Rosetta very good. I know that.
Oh, you motherfucker! I'm about to fuck this shit. I'm out on my own. You bastard!
Hey, you said it. You knew it had to be coming. Not literally, but you understand what I'm talking about.
I'm very disappointed in you, JJ. Very disappointed.
Dandelion says nope. However, it happens in Canada is the way it's supposed to be at Darius. Oh, Darius, you messing with the wrong woman. But that's okay.
Oh no, Darius is saying I heard toilet water in the toilets in Canada spins backward. Is that true? That's what she was answering.
Oh well, to be honest,
kind of like the old joke about the toilets spin the opposite way in Australia. Only he's talking about Canada.
Well, Carol, one day we've talked briefly. You came up on a stream, but maybe one day you can come up and we can actually see this red hair you're talking about. No pressure. Not trying to push, but one day maybe.
I think my wife had red hair when you met her, didn't she, JJ?
I wasn't.
She's not a natural redhead, but she does. That's why I said whether it's a bottle redhead or a natural redhead, I like red hair.
I really wasn't paying attention because it kind of looked over because she's that little.
Yeah, you were looking at her tits, JJ. Just say you were looking at her tits. I don't blame you. I'll look at her tits any chance I get.
You'd have known that if I did because I'd have to look so far down. Literally, you walk up to her, you're looking over. It's crazy. I love short women, but she is little.
She's not that much shorter than me. She's actually decently tall compared to a lot of women.
Well, you're 6'1", 6', 6'1".
Yeah, I'm 6', 6'1", depending on if I'm
Yeah.
wearing my platform heels or not.
Well, same here. Naturally barefooted, I'm 5'9", but with my boots on, it gives me an extra inch. And I swear to God, man, when I met her, when we met for dinner, I could have sworn she was such a little thing. And then the next day at the hotel, she looked little to me. For real, she looked small.
No,
Short.
she's. I forget exactly her height, but yeah, she's 5 foot. And when I say 5 foot something, I mean more the higher range of 5 foot something. Not. I mean, yes, she is shorter than I am at 6 foot,
5'6",
6'1".
5'7", something like that.
Yeah, probably 5'8", probably somewhere in there, maybe 5'9",
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
She's somewhere in there. And I was getting ready to make another point or say something else, and I can't think now what I was going to say. Oh, it made me laugh because you talked about you'd put your boots on because it'd give you an extra inch. I tried that, JJ, and she said, no, that only works for your height.
No shit.
5'7" though that is a nice size, lady height wise. Dandelion. I'm kind. I mean, I just like
to me.
women.
Anybody
I don't care if you're
shorter than
short, if you're tall, if you're big, if you're small. I just like ladies.
Me personally, anywhere from 4'11" to 5'7" is perfect. Anybody that's shorter than I am, because it makes me feel high and mighty.
Yeah, now I don't know that I would like a woman taller than me. Because I have met, which I've been married forever, so I don't mean I met them like romantically, but I have met some women that are actually taller than me, and I'm like 6 foot, 6'1", and I have met women that are taller than me. I mean, not like 7 foot, but taller than me.
My first girlfriend back when I was
fucked with my mind for some reason.
My first girlfriend back when I was in basically junior high school.
Was her name Rosie?
She was about an inch and a half taller than I was. It seemed weird at the time, but I rather enjoyed it. It's after that. Most of my girlfriends, both of my ex-wives were shorter than I was. So yeah, I like little people. Gaiskar, what's going on, bro?
I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna clip that. Little. I'm gonna clip that. And then you're going to sound like a pedophile, JJ.
Hey, because I say I like little people, don't say it. I'm not saying I like kids. I like little people, short people.
But if you take it out of context,
you can't because I'm not mentioning children.
But if you take it, anything on YouTube can be taken out of context.
All right. Well, you saying you like little people sounds like you have a midget fetish. That's what that sounds.
Yeah. It does kind of sound like that.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't mind hanging out with a midget, just to say I've done it. Because you become a part. It's kind of like the Mile High Club. You become part of this club.
What was that movie? What was it called? I Hope This Our Beer in Hell. Have you seen that movie? It's been out. I think it came out like the 90s or 2000s.
Never heard of it.
I heard of it, never saw it.
It's kind of like a buddy bachelor party kind of movie that goes like super insane, but part of the thing to do with the movie that they get mad about is one of the characters purposely set some of the bachelor party stuff up because his dream was always to be with a midget. So there was a midget. There was a midget. There was a midget stripper involved and all this. It's a funny movie. I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell. It's a funny movie.
Hey, Gaiskar, quick question, man, if you're still in the chat. If you're free and you got a minute, come say hi.
Hello.
I'll hit you up.
Hello, Captain Trek, and I see I maybe have a worse influence to you than I thought I did.
Well, Captain Trek, I saw your DM, man. It's in there if you want to pop up.
Games, movies, and comics are us. Hello, Captain Trek. Hello.
Yeah,
Darius,
game,
I don't know that I said
Hi.
hello to you or not, Darius, but hello, Darius. I did see you earlier in the chat. I may not have said hello to you. I apologize, sir, if I did not say hello to you.
Carol, I didn't mean to not, darling. I'm just saying, pretty soon, the gang would like to hang out. You know, the normal gang. Usually it's me, Slasher, and Raquel, and Moira, and all. The gang would like to officially meet you whenever you're comfortable.
I met
no,
Carol a couple of times. You know,
have you,
she,
has she had her camera on?
yeah, she has.
I don't know
Oh,
that
where
I've
the
ever
hell-
seen her. I don't know that I've ever seen
Where
her
the hell
with
was
camera
I
on.
at? That's crazy.
Well, this is before I actually met you guys.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
So,
I would love
Rick-
to officially
so-
meet you.
Basically, what Raquel is saying, JJ, is she is an OG seeing Carol on camera. You can't
Yeah,
even.
she does have.
You can't compete with that, JJ. She is OG.
She does have nice, awesome red hair, and she has,
Very nice.
she's a very good artist as well.
Awesome. And another person, and I'm not meaning this in a weird way, ladies and gentlemen. So don't take it that way.
Are you going to talk about us in the hotel room again, JJ?
No, I'm Han. No, I told you I don't talk about that shit. Thank God you privatized all your videos because
I only talk about it with my therapist. That's the only thing I. Well, that video's still there, JJ. You know why my videos are privatized right now. That video is still there.
Yeah, but did you do the other one? No. The Jackbox is still up.
Oh, I may not have privatized it yet. I probably
No. Yeah.
But you know why all my other videos are privatized. But us streaming in the hotel room is still there, JJ. Don't think it's went away.
Gary, it is for everybody else. I know it's still there.
I privatized it for reasons that you know.
And
Did he lose his connection again?
No. He's fucking with me right now. Hold on. Nah, you can sit here and wait a second. Just give me a second.
At least JJ knows what we Germans say about redheads, so that fits.
I do?
Yeah, I think I told you.
If you did, I'm sorry, Mar, I forgot.
If the roof is wet, if the roof is on fire, the cellar is wet. That's what we say about redheads.
Now, something about Han that you guys need to know. He does this from time to time.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
So.
No, it's called I'm a fucking idiot. And I opened a new tab.
Wrong tab?
I opened a new tab to privatize the Jackbox that you just reminded me of. And instead of going to the new tab, I clicked on the tab that was the StreamYard.
Nice job.
You know, way to go, Hans. Way to go, Hans.
You had a boomer moment. Okay, I got it.
Mar, and I don't want to. We're in mixed company, so I don't really want to say this, but there is an American saying, and JJ may or may not have heard it before, that kind of goes along with what you were saying, Mar, but I don't really want to say it mixed company because it's not the nicest. I mean, I'm not saying it's like super vulgar or like degrading, but
listen,
I would prefer not to say it in front of Raquel.
Trust me, she's heard a lot worse than what you can say.
But I don't like to talk about like toxic male things about women in front of my female friends on YouTube.
I'm gonna be honest. For the most part, I'm gonna tell you a little something about Raquel. And she may know it, she may not know it. I don't know, but I'm gonna let this go ahead and go. I've said a lot worse, and whenever I say it, I have to apologize for it because, like I said, I don't like disrespecting women. But I've always said.
And
when I die, I want to be smothered in some titties. To me, that ain't too bad. But I still apologize about it because I can have a hard time talking like that in front of women. Now, you get all of us guys together, we talk shit all day long.
Well, and what I'm talking about, I don't necessarily think it's degrading to women. I just in mixed company, I don't like to just talk about like
All right,
guy sexual stuff.
Carol is on your ass, hon.
And Dandelion is too. Dandelion is too. Dandelion was like, now we want to know, Han Star.
Yep.
It was. I mean, it was somewhat along what Mara was saying, and JJ, you may have heard this before. And this goes back again to us talking about redheads because we've got on the tangent of talking about redheads. The joke I always heard was red on the head, fire in the hole.
Man,
All right.
No, it's again not trying to be vulgar, but talking about them being
but
voracious partners.
If you want to rate the two, what Mara said was far worse than what you just said.
I just don't like to say stuff like that because
I can say something worse.
Well,
Please do.
I just try to be mindful, Raquel, like you being here.
Fire crotch.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the You kind of nailed it. I don't feel so bad for saying it now because Raquel basically just condensed everything I just said into one statement. Fire crotch.
I dated a fire crotch once. She legitimate. You know that light red hair, that light gingery hair. This girl was a nympho. Okay, crazy. She was crazy. She was always. I spent the weekend with her. I think I was out of the bed maybe 2 hours out of 48. I'm like, yo, can we take a break? Watch some TV or something?
And you complained about that, JJ? You wanted to watch fucking TV? Seriously?
Yes, man, I was tired. I wanted a break.
Okay. All those that say JJ loses his man card for wanting to watch TV, say ah.
Dandelion Bluff says fire crotch is usually a different problem. You should see your doctor.
Well, I have heard it called fire crotch just because of the red color of the carpet down there. But yeah, if there is not red carpet down there, but it is still a fire crotch, then yeah, you should probably seek the help of your medical professional.
Yeah, and Business says, okay, had to go to the ER.
Well, whoever of you knows Maddie probably also knows that she's one of my oldest friends.
Wow, yes.
And
Maddie.
if we wouldn't know so much about each other and had so much A-bombs against each other, we probably couldn't be or wouldn't be able to talk that openly about most likely everything, because we have seen, done, and talked about everything that's out there so far.
Dude, Mar, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I love Maddie to death, and I say that. I don't say that lightheartedly, man. She seems to be like a fun young lady to hang around. She seems to know how to have fun. Every time I've ever been on a stream or backstage with her, she likes to hang out and talk and BS with everybody else, and I just think she's a great young lady.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I love hanging around with her. Every once in a while on Facebook, I'll send her a message. Hey, how you doing? But still, I won't disrespect her ever. You know.
Well, I think if you can talk openly to someone, it's not really disrespecting because they know how you are.
Well, no, I'm saying no. I'm not gonna say. All right, let me rewind that a little bit. If say we were hanging out more and she was, there. If I look at her and say, "Hey, just let your titties pop out," whatever. No, that's being disrespectful. If you want to talk like that, that's fine. Find somebody to do it to.
She would actually know how to handle you then. She wouldn't disrespect you because of it, but she would say, "Nah, not today," something like that, on that lines. Or she would say, "Well, if we go backstage, I could do that." Who knows? Everything's possible.
Son of a red shirt. But you have red hair. It's okay to have genital scabies. Send all your further medical inquiries and possible lawsuits to Dr. Onstar.
Bruh.
My wife's the same way, Dandelion, and that's not an issue.
Bruh.
whatsoever.
Bro, you just got your new name.
What, Dr. Honstar?
Yep. Dr. Honstar. Yep.
There's actually well, I won't say it's a funny story. There's actually a story that goes along with that, JJ, that deals with some people that I work with.
Go figure.
Well, obviously you know my job. Some of the other people
Ladies
here
and
know
gentlemen,
my job.
buckle up and hold on. Here comes the
No,
train
it's
talk.
not. It's not that bad. There's a lot of people when you pass each other on what we call the line of road, you talk to each other on the radio. You know,
Right.
like we get lineups of who's going the opposite way, and they get lineups of who's going the opposite way of them. So, like, I would look at my lineup and it's like, oh, JJ and Raquel are on such and such train. So when I meet such and such train, I'd be like, oh, hey JJ, hey Raquel, because I may not have actually talked to you in person, in months. So you talk on the radio. There is a certain group of people that they'll call each other doctor.
Right.
And it kind of threw me off. It was older people when I first started. And it kind of threw me off. I'm like, why are you calling JJ doctor? And I'm just using you as an example, JJ. Why are you calling JJ doctor? And then some guy said, you know why I call him doctor? I said, obviously not, because I just wondered why you called him doctor. Because obviously he's not a doctor. He said, because I like the way he operates. As far as doing his job with the train, obviously not operating on people, but that has kind of been a long running thing with my particular group of railroad friends and colleagues. Is some of them will call each other doctor because they like the way they operate.
Doctor.
It has nothing to do with like removing your appendix. So if you think I'm going to remove your appendix, I mean, I can, but it's not going to end well for you, and probably not for me after the court case.
Oh no. I know you got a beautiful home, you got your beautiful vehicles and great job and everything, but nah, you won't. You'll be living in a cardboard box when they get done with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see that? OnStar spinning the best stories as always.
That's really a tame story for a guy I work with story, to be honest.
JJ,
JJ.
JJ, you gonna be on much longer, JJ?
Maybe about another half hour.
All right, I'm gonna grab something to eat. I'll be back if you're still running.
Okay.
Good to see you as always. If I don't talk to you again,
Slasher.
Good to see you, Slasher, as always.
Thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Peace.
And Dandelion says, I was also thinking that, OnStar.
That you wanted me to remove your appendix, or that I should not remove your appendix? Which was it, Dandelion?
Probably not.
I've had my appendix removed. Fortunately, I didn't do it myself. Although I did wake up right before they cut me open.
I've been seeing.
Okay. She said tame story. Yeah, that for a guy I work with story, that was a really, 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 really tame story.
I've been seeing these commercials on TV. I can't remember the product they're talking about, but this waitress hits the floor.
Is it Viagra?
And holy shit! What's up, Nandroid?
Nandroid, what's going on?
Hi.
What's going on?
Hello there.
Nothing much. Just got home actually. So.
Oh damn. Time to sit and relax.
See you, Dandelion. If it's a good supper, mail me some. Even though coming from Canada to the United States, it probably won't be any good by the time it gets here.
Take care, Dandelion.
Have a good night.
For popping in.
Have a good night, Allie. Good to see
Good
you as
night,
always,
Danielle
Darl.
and Fluff.
But this waitress falls down, and this girl stands up and says, I got this. She goes over and tries to help her. And someone asks her, are you a doctor? Oh, yeah. She goes, no, I watch a lot of Sling TV. And she starts feeling around, listening, and she goes, she's going to be all right. Her kidneys are beating.
Her kidneys are beating.
Oh my
Around
God.
dandelion.
I'm sure a lot of you remember this, but remember the old commercials that were similar to what you're talking about, JJ?
Yeah.
But it would be like, JJ, are you a doctor? And you'd be like, no, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Do you remember those commercials?
Vaguely. Sorry.
Yeah, they did similar commercials where it's like, oh, if you stayed at a Holiday Inn Express, you can do anything because it's such an awesome, hotel to stay at. But they did commercials like that, like, oh, are you a doctor? No, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Okay, hang on a second. I don't give a damn what they're going to do to me. It's a fucking commercial.
Oh, I'm gonna have to get a new phone. My phone is taking a shit.
Mine's been taking a shit, man, but I just got a new battery for it, and that's still fucked up.
Yeah, see, I cannot replace my battery, and that's what's going bad in my phone is my battery.
All right, here we go, guys.
Okay, everyone, I got this. Are you a doctor? Negative. I just watch a ton of medical dramas on Sling TV. Good news, her kidneys are beating.
For real, man.
That's funny.
And a Western omelet.
And a Western omelet.
You're gonna be fine.
And she eats a waffle. That's actually a lot funnier than what I was talking about, the old Holiday Inn Express or Holiday Inn commercials. That's actually a lot funnier than that because the whole punchline to the ones with the Holiday Inn was like, well, no, but I stayed at Holiday Inn Express last night. They like really added more joke to it than that. So that's actually way funnier than what I was talking about. Bee's Nest, is there a link? I don't know if that means they want to jump on or if that means they want a link to what you're showing.
There's the links only on Twitter and Facebook. I know I've told you this. I no longer drop the link in the chat for various reasons.
Yeah.
It's I'm not gonna say a matter of my safety, but it's just I'd rather not argue and bitch people out, and I'm trying to stay away from that because I did way too much of that a couple weeks ago, and I'm just trying to be cool, be calm.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Son of a Red Shirt's comment because I forgot that too. I forgot the last part of that. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. You remember they used to have commercials with that too.
Yeah.
Also the Holiday Inn commercials, but they had another one kind of like the one you just showed. Like, are you a doctor? No, but I play one on TV.
Yeah. That's been a while back though.
Yeah, that's been quite a few years. Well, even the Holiday Inn commercials were quite a few years ago. Sling that you showed is probably the most recent.
It is.
Sling came out when everybody started doing the cord cutting and getting rid of cable, and so that the Sling commercial, I'm sure, is way, way, way more current than the
I
other
was
ones
thinking
we're
about
talking
canceling
about.
some of the shit that I really don't watch, like say Paramount Plus and Hulu and shit. I was thinking about canceling it and getting Sling TV because I do miss some shows that I used to have on cable TV, but I don't know, man. Even for what they're offering, I don't. They say the first month's $10, but it's $35 a month after that. I don't know if it'll be worth it or not.
To me, it was not worth it, JJ, because most of those like that, once you get past the initial fees of you can start it for this for however many months, you end up paying basically what you would pay for basic cable.
Well, here, basic cable, and when I say basic here, that means all your local channels plus a few extras that are added on with it. It's like only $15 a month through our local cable company, which is Xfinity or Comcast.
Oh, I hate Comcast, even though they're one.
I don't mind. I've never had that big of a. I've never had that big of a problem with Comcast, but I've heard so many people.
Oh, I've had so many arguments with. Used to, it wasn't a problem because used to in. You know which town I live in, JJ. Used to in the town that I live in, there was an actual brick and mortar Comcast office,
Right.
where you could go there and actually talk to people.
Yeah.
And they shut that office down, and now you have to call, of course, the automated numbers, on the telephone. And me example, it's been 2 or 3 years ago now, and you may or may not have heard this, JJ. I think you may have heard this story before. We had I live in Georgia. I live around Atlanta, Georgia. Most people know that. We don't get much snow, but we had a freak snowstorm one winter, and I have an old pine tree that I should really get cut down. And a branch fell off the pine tree and went right through my cable line. It didn't knock my power out. It didn't knock anything else out. But it just so happens on the side of the road that I live on, I'm the very last house on that run of cable wire. So the only person it affected was me. It didn't affect anybody else but me, because it terminates at the pole outside my house for this side of the road.
Damn.
And it took me over a week to finally get them to send somebody out here, because I don't have satellite anymore. I don't have cable TV anymore. All I have is internet, and I stream everything. So I had to watch old DVDs and old Blu-rays for a week, which wasn't necessarily a bad thing. I watched a lot of movies I hadn't seen in a while. But it took a week of me constantly talking with somebody that, and again, we all know this if you call customer service for a lot of American companies, talking with people in India. And I would talk with the people in India, and they would say, well, nobody else in your area has reported an outage. And I would say, yes, because I am at the end of the cable run on my side of the road. I am the only one that is affected by it. Well, it could be your equipment because we can't connect to your modem. I said, I understand that because I can look out my living room window and see my cable line laying in my front yard with a branch on top of it. Well, I think it may be your equipment. If it continues to cause you a problem, you may need new equipment. Anyway, long story short, it took a week or just a little over a week to finally get an actual technician person out here. And as soon as he pulled in my driveway, I walked out on my front porch, and he looked and he said, I bet your problem is, because I live in the South, so I'm not trying to make fun of Southern people because I'm also Southern. He got out of his truck and he looked in my front yard and he said, I bet your grand problem is your cable line's laying in the front yard. And I said, I've been trying to tell, air quotes, customer service that for at least a week. Within 5 minutes, he had everything fixed. All he had to do was reconnect the line, and everything was good. But it took me a week or just over a week to finally get somebody, actually a real person, out here.
Yeah. And every time I'd have to call Comcast, I'd have to tell the customer service rep or their technician on the phone, whatever. And I always tell them before we even start, I was like, all right, listen, I ain't like the normal people you talk to. I know what the hell's going on. I said, yes, my shit's plugged in. Yes, it's all turned on. I said, I'm having a connection issue. And I've done everything I know how, including multiple restarts of the modem, multiple power down sequences. I said, I've already done all this. I said, so help me. Within 15 to 20 minutes, they're like, all right, we got to send a technician out. I'm like, thank you.
See, I tried to do that for a week, and I would literally tell them, kind of like you're just saying, I would say, look, I'm not a dumbass. My modem is plugged in. My modem is fine. My router is fine. All
Yep.
my TVs, all my computers are fine. I can literally go to the window in my living room and see my cable line laying in my front yard with a branch on top of it. And they kept arguing, well, nobody else in your area has reported an outage. I am the last person on this side of the road. It is only affecting me.
You know what? If that had told me that, if somebody had told me that, I'm like, listen, send the tech out. Okay? That's all you got to do. Send
They
the tech
wouldn't
out.
do that. They wouldn't do that for a week. After I bitched to them pretty much every single day, they finally sent a tech out after like a week. It took me a week to get a tech.
I've told Comcast several times. I said, if you can't help me, I'll find someone that will, and that means canceling my service with you. Now, if you want to continue having my business, you will help me.
See, the bad thing is where I live, that is the only high-speed internet I can get is Comcast. Because
we have options. We got Comcast and AT&T.
Well, I had before I moved to where I live now. When I bought my house, I used to have AT&T Uverse, their fiber optic service.
Yeah.
Because I hate Comcast. But when I moved where I live now, when I bought my house, they haven't run the fiber optics out here yet. That's the only reason I have Comcast. So
they just
literally
got done doing that here a couple years ago.
Literally, the only high-speed internet service I can get at my house is Comcast.
Well,
I can't even get AT&T DS. Not that I would want it, but I cannot even get AT&T DSL here.
Oh wow!
Because I only live 2 miles from the city limits of the town that I live in. But I just so happen to be like in this crazy bubble of nothingness that only allows Comcast in for some reason. And the funny thing about the whole AT&T thing, at the corner just past my lot, I have a little bit over a half an acre.
Right.
Just past that, there is a AT&T substation.
Stig.
With one of the big, huge substations where, the techs show up and they open all the doors and there's all the switches and all the fancy AT&T shit in there. But I still cannot get internet from AT&T. Comcast is my only choice. And I can see an AT&T substation just at the edge, just past my property line.
Oh, Hanstar, you just said you had to talk with someone that's probably stationed in India.
Yes.
Here in Germany, we get to talk to German people, and they still don't understand us. There is an actual comedy series about the 3 guys from Telecom, which is my provider, because they never get what you are telling them. I was calling them that my phone was down, my landline was down. And they was like, but how do you call us when your landline is down? So I was like, ever heard of cell phones?
See, I don't even have a landline. All I have is cell phones and my high-speed internet connection. That is all I have. I haven't had a home phone in going on almost 20 years.
I swear to God, they was arguing with me for 3 hours how a cell phone wouldn't work if the landline is down.
You're like, okay, time out.
I bet, right there,
these things work.
Right there, what he just said. I'd have told that person, how do you think I'm talking to you right now?
Steve. Hello, Steve. Good to see you, brother.
Who
did we just lose? We just lost somebody.
Nindroid.
Okay, yeah. I know we just lost somebody.
Yeah, I was about to get to him, but he just up and fucking left.
He's tired of us
Okay.
talking. He's tired of us talking about
Yeah, we turned into
the internet.
An internet commercial. That's what we did.
I'm trying to. I was getting ready. Well, JJ, you know how my memory is because of certain reasons. I was getting ready to say something else, and I'm trying to. Oh, I remember what I was going to say, Mar. I don't know if you ever got it like syndicated or over there in Germany, but there was actually a sitcom that, and I can't even remember. I would have to look it up. I can't remember how many years ago it was now in the United States, but there was a sitcom here called Outsourced. And the whole premise of the show was, and again, JJ, I'm just using you as an example to say a name.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Say like JJ ran a call center in the United States for like a phone company, a cable company, whatever company. And they outsource his job to India, but they move him to India to be like the supervisor of the call center.
Hell no. Oh, hell no.
And it was actually a really funny show. My wife and I actually really liked it. It was called Outsourced. And I can't even remember now who the main American character was in it. And there was also a lot of Indian characters in it that weren't necessarily Indian. I'm sure a lot of them were American actors. But it was actually a really funny story, kind of dealing with what we're talking about, or what I was talking about calling, a helpline for cable, telephone, whatever. And, because the show was popular when all that first started, when everything was outsourced to like India, Mexico, countries that they could get way cheaper labor. So it came at a really funny time. Well, not a funny time, because it sucks if you try to call customer support for us in the United States. And Mara, as you're saying, also apparently in Germany, even if you get to talk to German people, it was actually a really funny show. I don't remember how many seasons it was on, but it was called Outsourced, and it was a really funny show that basically dealt with what we're talking about an American guy trying to run an Indian call center for the company that he worked for, because all the jobs from the United States got outsourced to India. And it was actually a really funny show. It was like a funny sitcom kind of show, and it had all this stuff that you would think of with an American going to India. It kind of had the funny cultural differences and stuff like that. I'm sure it was in the 90s, maybe the early 2000s, I think. But if somehow you can find it, however you find entertainment on the internet, it's actually it was actually a really good show. And I don't remember again how many seasons it was on, but it kind of covers what we were just talking, or I was specifically talking about with my issues trying to deal with customer support for my internet provider. But enough of me rambling. I'm sorry, JJ.
You're fine. You're fine.
You're good.
It
One
feels time.
season, 22 episodes.
What was that, Mar?
One season, 22 episodes.
Oh, it was okay. I couldn't remember how many seasons or how many episodes it was. It was actually a really good show. Or in my opinion, it was a really funny, really good show. But
The good thing is, if I would start watching it now, I would know it's already canceled. Usually these days, when I like a show, it gets canceled as soon as I like it.
see, that's my issue with watching series on Netflix, is you get really into a series on Netflix and you see one, maybe two seasons of it, and you get really into it. And of course, every series, whether it's on Netflix, whether it's on TV, cable, whatever, always ends with a cliffhanger. Every series always ends with a cliffhanger. And then
You-
as soon as you get really into a series on Netflix, a month later, they put out a press release that is like such and such series has been canceled.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch those Netflix shows, because I started watching one of them and I thought it was actually good for what it was, and that was the animated Ultraman series. And they got you drawn into it because it was a crossing between CGI and
Second
actual
season is
hand-drawn.
coming.
Ultraman?
It's been 2 years, man. I've been
Ultraman next
you
year,
never know.
next season.
You never know with Netflix though. Netflix will take hiatus.
They
and
have
they
the
will-
second season next year.
I will say for Netflix, they will actually, and it won't be great. Like next year you get the next season, but I will say with Netflix, if there is enough noise made on the internet about certain series, they will, and it may be 2 or 3 years after you saw the last episode, which pisses people off that get into a series.
well.
They will eventually make more seasons if there are enough people that raise hell about them not doing the next season of a certain.
Listen. I don't mind if they cancel after the first season because there's reasons behind it, but don't do it and leave it with a cliffhanger.
No.
The
But
thing
they
is,
always do that. Every series, no matter what platform you're talking about, always ends with a with a cliffhanger that leads you into the fact that you want to see another season because it always ends with a cliffhanger.
Go ahead, Mar.
the thing with Netflix and animation at the moment is with Japanese anime is at the moment that they have a lot of fights going on between several platforms who wants to get those shows running, and Netflix is not always the one who wins those fights. But I've heard that there should be a lot of new stuff coming on next month and then in the next year.
Excuse me. I will tell you something that was. I'm sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
Always depending of if it stays that way or if in the end Crunchyroll gets the bonus or another platform.
I will tell you, and any of us that have been on the internet anytime recently, we have all heard of Squid Game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed Squid Game. I didn't have an issue with it, but there is another series that was on Netflix way before Squid Game that I enjoyed more, called Alice in Borderland, which was also a foreign series. I want to say it was from Japan. Mara, you can correct me if it sounds like you watched it. I want to say it was a Japanese series. I think possibly Korean. It was either Korean or Japanese, and I loved that show. And to me, that show was well above Squid Game as far as entertainment value to me personally.
Yeah, the Asians, let's put it that way, the Asians come out with a lot of good stuff lately. So I've watched this Captain Trek. I've watched Space Sweepers, which I pretty much enjoyed.
I watched Space Sweepers too. I did. I enjoyed Space Sweepers.
But I couldn't get an English version just with subtitles, while here in Germany it is completely dubbed. And I can understand that some people doesn't like the subtitle thing.
And people even said that with Squid Game, because a lot of the Asian, as you were saying, Mar, a lot of the Asian series here on Netflix are dubbed.
Captain, how you doing?
There is sometimes the option to watch it with just American English subtitles, but a lot of the so-called Asian series that we get here or movies we get here are dubbed, and like even Squid Game, from a lot of the articles I read after Squid Game came out, was so popular that there's a lot of things that are lost in translation when they're dubbed into English.
Well, me and Slasher did one of our. Actually, it's the most viewed one so far of our random movie reviews. It was called The Raid Redemption.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah. I
that's
remember
exactly what it was. It
doing
was, but there was so much stuff going on. You didn't need to read the subtitles.
Yeah,
You
the
could
Raid
follow.
Redemption was the second part, right? Or
I believe so. I believe
was it
so.
already the third one?
It was the only one I've ever seen, so I'm assuming it was the second part. But it there was so much going on in that movie. You didn't need to read it to kind of understand what was going on.
Yeah,
Which,
it was mostly a hack and slash movie.
oh my god, there was nothing but ass kicking through the whole movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Even though I didn't read a word of what they were saying, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it's the best review we've had so far. It's over 500 views, I think. But still, what's going on, Captain?
Not too much. What's going on with you?
Just chilling out. Figured I'd do a little something for Veterans Day, even though I haven't mentioned too much about it. Except for the thanks. Because I was unable to serve, and both of my stepchildren are former military. One Army, one Marine. My stepson was in the Marine Corps. He was over in Afghanistan and a few other places. He's seen combat and made a man out of him, a respectable man. And the Corps seems to do that to people.
Yes,
my stepdaughter was in the Army. She knows how to drive shit bigger than I could ever dream. She drove tanks, Humvees, stuff like that. She worked in the motor pool. But even though, I feel honored because it's a debt we can never repay. They're out there fighting for our liberties and our way of life. Doesn't matter how screwed up our government is right now. They're out there defending us, and they deserve all the thanks in the world.
I agree.
I don't. Okay, I don't know. I was just about to say that. I don't know if anybody agrees with me or not, but they willfully go and enlist, and most of them not knowing what they're getting into. But when they get there and they do their job and they do it right and they come home, even for the ones that didn't make it home, every last one of them will have my eternal thanks.
And kind of going along with your last statement, JJ, and I know it was a country song, so not to just quote a country song, but some gave all. Was it all gave some gave all?
Yes.
I come from a long line of military people in my family, going all the way back to the Civil War. My great, I forget how many greats it is. My great grandpa was an artilleryman for the Union, because my family on my dad's side originally came from, it was either Michigan or Minnesota. I can't exactly tell you right now which it was, but there was 5 brothers. 4 of them served in the artillery for the Union in the Civil War. One of the brothers just so happened to have married a Southern girl in Mississippi whose dad owned a large plantation. When the Civil War kicked off, they sent their brother that lived in Mississippi a letter and said, hey, because anybody that knows anything about the Civil War, there would be units that would be started from the town you grew up in. So there was an artillery unit that started in this town in, like I said, either Michigan or Minnesota. And they sent their brother a letter. It was like, hey, we're joining the such and such artillery unit. And the brother sent him a letter back and said, I'm sorry, but I'm on the other side, because he had married a girl from the South and was living on a plantation that her dad owned. And one of the biggest things that my great however many great grandpas and his brothers always um, to their dying day were upset about was they never knew if they had killed their own brother in combat.
Oh yeah.
Because unfortunately, the brother that moved to the South did not make it through the Civil War. The other four brothers did make it through the Civil War. And eventually, they called them, of course, at the time, carpetbaggers. During Reconstruction, a lot of people from the North moved south. And
Right.
they actually moved to South Georgia, and all the brothers set up farms in South Georgia where my dad grew up. But like I said, I come from a long line of military service. So one of my brothers was actually in the Army twice. And the second time he went in the Army, he did it as an officer because at that time he had got a degree from the University of Georgia. He went back into the Army because he always said, I love the Army, but if I'm going to stay in the Army as a career, I want to be an officer. I don't want to be just a grunt. But he is super into military history, and he actually found the grave of the brother that fought for the South. And it was actually a battle that the other brothers were not even involved in. So obviously they didn't know because all of them were deceased by then, but they didn't kill their brother in the Civil War. Unfortunately, they never knew that because, they all passed away before anybody knew that. But which the brother I'm talking about, my half brother, he was in the Army twice. My dad was in the Army and the Marine Corps. He was also in the National Guard. My other half brother was also in the Army. So I come from a long line of people that have served in the military.
Anyway, Captain, what's good, man? What's new? Anything?
Not too much. I'm actually just working on kind of refining the morning brew, some stuff. But
Well, I hope it's going okay. I know change is difficult sometimes, and but if you think it will make it better, then hey, go ahead, do it. You doing all right though?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I need to talk to you offline, but yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't do it.
It's not that, JJ.
You didn't see me. You can't prove it. No video, no proof. But anyway, yeah, sure. I'm not going to be dude. Darius, you ought to know better by now. I will speak my mind, but at the end, I got to throw the just kidding out there because if I start talking like that to a woman, they're gonna look at me all differently than they already do. And I'm not one to try to disrespect a woman, but Carol's cookies, you can't help it. I like cookies. I'll eat all. I will eat her cookies if she makes them well. And I'm talking about legitimate cookies, not anything else.
Chocolate chip.
Of course you do.
What is the flavor of today? That's what I want to know. Chocolate chip was the other day. So what is today, Carol?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Awesome.
Damn right. I'll eat the shit out of some peanut butter cookies. I love peanut butter cookies so much, I will take 2 of them and slap some peanut butter in between them and have it as a sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love cookies. I love oatmeal raisin cookies, even though they don't get along with me very well if I eat too many of them. Yeah, it's oatmeal. What do you want? But yeah. No problem, man. Just might be able to pull that off when I get done with the stream here. I'm not going to be going too much longer. I said I was going to cut it at 2 hours. I might go 2.5. Wait
Well,
for Slasher to get
gonna.
back. I know
I'm
you
gonna-
got one coming up. That's why I ain't going to go much longer. Unless you've changed your mind.
Maybe later tonight. I'm not really feeling so hot. If
Well, listen. I know you usually do one on Thursday, but if you ain't feeling well, go lay your butt down, go watch some TV, relax, something,
Yeah, maybe later tonight, but if not,
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay.
But I'm gonna dip out and take a nap.
Raquel, go relax. Thank you for coming in. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you for inviting me.
Go rest. Take care of yourself.
All right, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good one.
Later.
Peace.
And I'm so un-American. I do not really like peanut butter. We have it here in Germany, but I just never got warm with it.
What about not the peanut butter itself, but what about the cookie?
No idea. I'm not sure if I ever tried a peanut butter cookie.
They're actually rather good. If you like peanuts or the peanut flavor, it's a great cookie. Now, I know there are people out there that don't like or can't eat peanut butter or whatnot, but the cookie is a little different. I love it. I like chocolate chip. I love peanut butter. Subway has what is it? Raspberry cheesecake cookie.
Can I interrupt you for just a second, JJ? Just real fast.
Again, man, damn son, you on a roll.
No, it's one statement, and you can go back to talking about peanut butter cookies. Good night, Raquel. I came in just on the tail end of that. Good night, Raquel. If you're still in the chat. Good night, darling.
And actually,
hope to see you soon.
Actually, we have a promise there from Carol. She said she will be on the panel in another time.
Yeah, I know. I saw her say that, and when I first mentioned it early on, I wasn't talking about right this minute, but yeah, I know. I've had a chance to talk to her. She seems to be a really nice lady. I just like to, someone else that comes into our chat. So you see her a little bit everywhere. Someone I just like to get to know. But that's okay. That's just me. Because we've all started in the chat. We're all chat rats. But once you can come up onto a panel and talk to somebody, it makes it a lot more real. Even though we're sitting here on computer monitors and view screens and stuff, if you get the chance to talk to somebody, it makes that, I don't want to say friendship, but that association more real. Friendship takes time.
Excuse me. And I was talking to Darius about that the other day. I'm a very introverted person in real life.
So am I.
JJ, what was it? 3 years plus or minus that we,
a little over 3 years
that we talked to each other. I mean, it began in chat just as text, but eventually it moved on to things like this where we actually saw each other. But if I had just met you in person before those years of us talking, I would not talk to you. And I don't mean that as a negative thing, like you're not worth talking to. I'm just a very introverted person. And Darius the other day was like, really? You're an introverted person? And I was like, yeah. But the safety or the screen of, being on YouTube like this
and
makes me feel safe as an introvert and lets me put myself out there, because worst case scenario, I could turn my computer off right now and not talk to any of you, to be blunt, not talk to any of you motherfuckers again if I didn't want to.
Exactly. And to back that up, when I met Han last October, I took him for a ride. I take these rides sometimes, It's not that far. I'll go down to a place here in
It
Florida.
was a
called
very
Sonata
nice
Springs.
ride, and we're not talking about when we streamed from the hotel room.
No. We're talking about we was out taking my ride. I call it going around the block.
JJ, you took him for a ride and he still found back. Next time, drive further out.
He took me for a ride, and I still left with my wife instead of him. I'm sorry, JJ, but
No.
You know.
Next time I do that, I'm gonna just drop him off and leave him.
next time we all need to go for a ride, not to sound dirty.
Well,
again,
if we
you
do,
know.
I'm driving the Subaru.
I told you can drive the Subaru anytime you want to.
Yeah, my roommate is so anal about his car. He won't let me touch it. He barely lets me get in the driver's seat.
I mean, my wife can drive a manual. Not
No, she can't.
well. I was getting ready to say you
Han,
experience
Han.
how she
can't.
can. Unfortunately, right now, if I want to leave the house, she has to drive the Subaru because I can't drive
drinking?
a manual right now because of my shoulder
Arm, yeah.
issues.
Yeah, but
Because driving a
Dude.
manual, I would have to steer with my unfortunately gimp arm right now.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to do something. Han, I apologize.
No,
but
go ahead, brother.
when
It's
when
your stream.
No. This is about your wife.
Well-
we went out to dinner, and during the live stream that he keeps talking about in the hotel room, we had some beers. So she had to drive.
You say some. We had like a case of beer.
No, you
Pretty
did. I only had like
well.
3.
But if I've drank even a couple beers because of my profession, I will not drive because if I run into a situation where I'm pulled over and alcohol is involved, it would basically ruin my job.
Wow. Damn, Carol.
I approved that. Sorry, JJ. I actually had to approve that comment.
Oh, damn, Carol. That's cold.
We
Ride him harder.
And right below that, we riding the cookie pony train. Is that legal? But anyway JJ,
you know, we had
the
some
fact
beers.
That my wife driving,
Yeah, we
my
had some
manual
beers.
transmission Subaru.
And anybody that knows anything about manuals, doesn't matter if you know how to drive them or not. Okay, when you drive a manual, you put it in verse, and you kind of wind it out a little bit. Try to build some RPMs up. This is his wife driving this manual. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? I didn't say nothing, but I was thinking it the whole time. What are you doing? What are you doing?
And I will explain to you, Jay. And I don't remember if I explained it to you that night or
You
not.
did. You did.
And to everybody else, other than JJ that's here, the issue with that is, before I totaled it, I had a very beloved 2007 Hyundai Accent hatchback, 2-door hatchback. You could change the gears in it at way lower RPMs. The boxer engine in the Subaru, especially with the all-wheel drive, which, as people know, also takes some of the power from the engine to drive the all-wheel drive. It likes to be revved. Yes,
Han, real quick, is that Sub Turbo?
No.
Okay.
It is not a WRX or an STI because you can't, in the United States, you cannot get what they call a 5-door, which is a hatchback, what I would call a wagon. That's what I call mine, as a wagon. You cannot get a WRX or an STI as a wagon in the United States currently. But the thing that's different between the Accent that she was kind of used to driving and the Subaru is the Subaru likes to be driven at way higher RPMs.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
that's what it's meant for.
Basically, double the RPMs of what she was used to with the Accent.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
my wife is also one of the manual transmission driving people because she doesn't know, like me. Most of my cars in my life have all been manual transmissions, so I drive them every day.
I've heard the stories. Okay, no different than say a Lamborghini. If you get out in a Lamborghini and drive the speed limit in it, it will break down. It's meant for
And
higher speeds.
and my wife's problem was with manual transmission. My wife's one goal is get to fifth gear as fast, because my car is a 5-speed. My previous manual transmission car was a 5-speed. So as JJ saw, her one goal at that time driving us to the very, very, very good seafood restaurant that I want to go back to when I come see you next time was get to fifth gear as fast as possible.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she was switching. She was changing gears way too low in the RPM range for the Subaru.
She was wearing the hell. She was wearing it out because automatic transmissions. No, she had them beat, man. Literally, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. All right, let's get through this shit. And it's like we ain't going nowhere fast.
I think my current.
Weird.
I think my current Subaru redlines at. I want to say
redline about 8, 7.5.
It's either 7 or 8.
Yeah.
But the sweet spot is
3 and 4.
Between 2 and 3.
Oh, okay.
As close to 3 really as you can keep it, and even above 3, it's very happy. Because I'll admit, when I went from my previous manual transmission car to the Subaru, I also had to learn the curve as far as what RPM it likes to run at, because this is the first Subaru with boxer engine I've ever had. But she doesn't get that. But
no.
Well, as you know, JJ, I commute back and forth from my house to Atlanta, which is about a 50-minute, 45-minute commute. And when I'm getting on the interstate leaving Atlanta to come home,
redline that shit.
I will wind that motherfucker out for at least 4 gears. Because anybody that's ever driven in Atlanta knows, yes, in the city limits, 55 or 65 may be the speed limit. What that really means is people drive 90 to 95.
Well, yeah. In Georgia, that's where the part of Georgia you live in, that's everybody. If you get on the highway and you drive less than 80, you're going to get ran over.
Highway?
So I will wind that motherfucker
out. I know what the highway is. I meant, well, actually, I mostly have the 5th gear inner city while driving 180 kilometers per hour.
Yeah. Let's see.
I will say the learning curve for my previous manual transmission car to the Subaru was, if you're not going to be driving well over 55 miles an hour, never leave 4th gear. Like if I'm driving around town here with slower speeds, I'm either in 3rd, possibly 4th if it's on a little bit faster road.
Here in Florida, more 118 kilometers per kph measures out to a little over 73 miles per hour. You drive like that around here, you'll get ran over. I everywhere I go, I got to go do at least 80, because if not, I'll be ran over.
I was talking about inner city, not on the autobahn.
Yeah, inner city.
But inner city leaving Atlanta on, well, as you know, Mar, you call it the autobahn, we call it the interstate. Leaving where I leave Atlanta onto the interstate to come back to my house.
Again, I was talking about inside the city, not on the autobahn or
you're talking
on the highway.
You're talking like streets in the city.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I totally misunderstood what you were talking about, more. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're talking more side streets and roads within the city itself, not like the interstate or the autobahn, as you all would call it.
No, Autobahn, I'm full lead feet and give it. Braking
Even
is
though,
for losers.
yeah, even though I just got my car put back together, I haven't been on the highway yet. I got to go to a birthday party this weekend on Sunday, and I got to get on the highway to do that. And trust me, I've already been driving around town a little bit crazy, and when I get on the highway, they better watch out because they put the car
I'm
together
not laughing
right.
at you, JJ. I'm laughing about something else that I'll say in a minute.
No, that's cool. That's cool. No, it's I'm gonna get out there and my car will run now. I've been trying to get the plugs changed for a little over a year now, and I finally got them put in. You got to see what we pulled out of it. Anybody that knows spark plugs, the diodes at the end, the part that goes into the engine block, will almost completely burn off.
Ooh.
I had
every time I hit the gas, it felt like the first in the transmission was giving out. It was like, but once it hit second, I was like, what? The second it hit its breath. Now it's like, get the fuck out of the way.
I had a '98 Ranger 2 cars ago that was a single cab step side manual.
Oh, you got a step side on that Ranger?
I did.
Wow.
I had a Mazda Ranger, which
the B2000s or whatever it is.
I had a B4000 with a 4-liter V6 in it.
Okay.
That I put over 300,000 miles on. But later on down the line, I had a '98 Ranger with, I think it was the 2.8 liter 4-cylinder, and I had it for a while. And like you're talking about, JJ, I had never thought about it, but I finally changed the plugs on it one day, and like you're talking about, the plugs were basically gone.
Yeah.
And I put new plugs in it, wires and all that. And
ran like a beast, didn't it?
It was like I had added a second engine to my truck because it was running shitty, but it didn't feel like it was running shitty.
Carol, there is one of a couple of things when your vehicle starts to shake. Number one, your tires may be out of balance, or number two, you got a bent rim.
Yeah.
And also, if it's either one of those, you might need to invest in some new or newer tires because it would help your vehicle. Because I've had a couple of vehicles that shook like that. And
excuse me. Well, okay, so Carol needs new tires. Sherry, my first car was a 74 Volkswagen Super Beetle that was bright yellow.
Dude, mine was in 1977.
I say my first car. The first car that I actually bought with my own money that I earned from a job when I was in high school.
I had a 1977 Mazda B210. Not Mazda, Datsun B210.
That would be worth some money now. Seriously.
This is before they called it Nissan. Datsun B210. I love that car.
That would be worth a pretty decent wad of money right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we were younger, JJ, and Captain Trek Mar, I'm sure it goes for you guys too.
Mm-hmm.
Cars we had when we were younger that were basically just run them into the fucking ground because it was what you could afford when you were younger would actually be worth a wad of money right now. But at the time,
if you took care of them.
At the time, they were a dime a dozen. Like at the time, you could buy all the Volkswagen Beetles in the United States you wanted to. But now to find a decent Volkswagen Beetle, even one that needs some work, you're talking like 5 figures. And I bought my first Volkswagen Beetle for $400 from somebody's front yard.
Bro. I got a friend that lives in Cleveland, Texas. Okay, his whole backyard, he's making a garden. It is a VW Beetle garden with different parts and pieces and stuff like that.
Excuse me.
He just got rid of a lot of them, man. He had like 15 of them, and he used them. He built his wife a Baja out of the parts.
Oh, see, that's what I really wanted to do because I had a friend in high school. There was two of us in the high school I went to when I moved to Georgia, which was a very small town, small high school. I had my 74 Super Beetle, which was basically just a stock Super Beetle. One of my friends had and I can't remember the year now, but he had a Volkswagen that he had Baja'd, and anybody that used to that used to look at, because at that time, as all of us that are older remember, you used to go buy magazines about, cars, trucks, whatever you were into.
Mm-hmm.
And he, from a VW Trends magazine, he actually bought a Freeway Flyer transmission, which had a 5th gear, because the normal Volkswagens were 4-speed. And he also bought, I want to say it was a Scat Pack or a Bug Out. I can't remember the name brand now, but he actually bought what at the time was considered like a drag engine for a Volkswagen. And he actually had wheelie bars on his Baja because he would leave the parking lot at school and he could run that damn car on a wheelie bar down the road in front of the high school.
Oh man, just so many great memories, of first vehicles, man. I've had quite a few. I had the 76 or 77 Datsun B210. I had a 74 Nova, a 76 Oldsmobile Cutlass, which was basically a couch on wheels.
Which all those would be worth money right now. Because I went to school with a guy that had, and I can't remember the year model now, but he had a piss yellow Cutlass.
That's nasty.
And it was a country song, JJ, and Captain Trek. Mar, I don't know if you ever heard this song in Germany, but do you remember that song 455 Rocket?
Nope.
There was a country song about an engine called a 455 Rocket. He actually had a piss yellow Cutlass that had the 455 Rocket engine in it. And that damn thing was a fucking it was a piece of shit because it was a teenager's car, but that thing was a beast.
I got a friend of mine. He owns a 1976 Buick Century. No. Buick. It's not a Century. I can't remember which
was
one.
Was it a Roadmaster? I remember they also had Roadmasters.
No. Traditionally, when you say the name of the vehicle,
I'm sorry, Jay, not interrupt you. I'm just making a comment. Mar, I just saw the last thing you put in the chat, and that's really funny. You could sleep or do other things.
I've had a few cars like that.
I have as well.
Yeah, it's a Buick Century, a 1976 Buick Century Coupe. It was a 2-door. Moonroof. He still has it. He's got that thing rigged like a NASCAR. He can do a frame change within a day or less. He threw a 455 big block in this bitch. Once he stood on the gas, he put a $20 bill on the dashboard. And as he's taking off, he goes, if you can grab it, you can keep it.
I have also been in cars, JJ, that people have done the same thing.
Yeah. But the reason why he did what he did with it is because every time he would do it and start torquing it out some, he would always bend a frame. So he made it to where you can do a quick change with a frame.
A friend of mine.
Carol's, I'm sorry, Mark. Just a slight aside. Carol's Cookies and an 86 or 87 Grand National, those were
Woo!
fucking sweet. And talk about something worth some
Yeah.
money right now.
Hmm.
It was what? It was a 6-cylinder turbocharged engine, right? If I remember right.
No, the Grand Nationals were 8.
Was it a
I believe-
turbocharged 8-cylinder?
I don't know.
Uh,
No. I don't believe it was turbo.
No, the Grand National was
Yeah,
turbocharged.
the General Motors version of it. I think it was a supercharger.
Oh, okay. It could have been. I'm sorry, Mark. Go on and continue
No
what you were
problem.
talking about.
A comrade of mine, he had a van, and I have no idea what he has done with it. But when he started the engines, I swear to God, it sounded like someone was starting a tank. You could see the complete neighborhood looking out of the windows. What the fuck is going on there?
Damn.
Serious.
All right.
Everything. Any of us that came of like driving age somewhere around the 90s, it didn't matter what your first car was, what you drove. Everything had to have a fucking system in it. In the United States, anyway. And I don't mean to keep saying that more. I just don't know what you all did in Germany. So I don't mean to keep saying, oh, in the United States, like you all weren't doing stuff in Germany. But
You know,
I can only
own
speak
this
of
car.
what I personally experienced here in the United States. If you were a 90s kid, as far as when you started driving, it didn't matter how big a piece of shit your car was. It didn't matter if your parents gave it to you. And as Darius said, it was a Ford Windstar minivan. Every car that you had in the 90s had a fucking system in it with 6x9s, big, tweeters, and fucking subs and amps in the back.
Well, I think here in Germany that depends more on with whom you grow up with. Well, see, my father, for example, he is an ex-Hells Angel, so it was more motorbikes. So a friend of him, he had a Mo-Kick, which only drives about 25 kilometers per hour, and he pimped it so hard that it could drive 180 kilometers per hour. And the cops stopped him in the Netherlands and told him that he has to drive with that thing on the bicycle way. And the bicycle way was free, so he gave full speed. Ended up in jail for the weekend.
It's funny you say that, Mar, because I was not in any way connected with the Hells Angels or had even a Harley, but my actual very, very first personal mode of transportation was an 85 Yamaha XJ700 inline 4 motorcycle. And that motorcycle is actually, and I need to go get it. That motorcycle is actually in my half brother's garage right now. I mean, not garage, barn in South Georgia. And I really need to go get it and rebuild it and redo it because obviously over time from 85, it needs a lot of TLC. But I actually had a motorcycle before I ever had my own car.
I need at least 3 wheels under my ass.
That's actually what happened to my stepdad, and I'll just call him my stepdad that JJ's met because it's just easier to say that.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
He sold it now, but my stepdad had really bad arthritis, like in his legs, in his hands.
Mhm.
So he was a big motorcycle rider. And the last motorcycle he had, which unfortunately he sold now, so he doesn't have a bike anymore, but it was a super, super pimped out 3-wheel trike Honda Goldwing. That had cruise control, navigation, heated seats. It had, all the pimptacular Honda Goldwing stuff that you could ever think of. But even it being a Goldwing and with his arthritis, it was still a manual, transmission motorcycle. And he got to where he couldn't even work the clutch anymore because his arthritis in his hands got so bad, so he had to sell it. But I drove it one time, and it was weird because a trike does not drive and ride like a two-wheel motorcycle because obviously you can't lean it. So unfortunately he had to sell it. But yeah, it was weird because you could like feel the two wheels behind you like tracking, almost like a trailer you're pulling, behind like a truck or something. I mean, it didn't wobble back and forth, but it's like you could feel the trike wheels behind you, and you couldn't lean it like in turns or curves, and it was like really weird to me, but it was so fucking nice. It had like every bell and whistle you could ever want on a motorcycle.
Right. Now, this picture I got up, this car was my baby. It's a 2000 Pontiac Grand Prix GTP. It had a supercharger on it, inline six.
Oh,
the standard,
sweet.
The standard GM model 3600. It was a 6-cylinder, Bose stereo system, heated seats. It had the works in it, and I loved that car. I love that car.
JJ, that the 90s cars are the next big thing that are becoming popular. It's been obviously the muscle cars, the older cars, older trucks, but there's a large group of people like us, to call us all old bastards, and I say that because I'm also an old bastard.
Yeah, we know.
There is a whole group of people now that want to relive their younger years, and the 90s cars are like the next, and trucks are like the next big thing for like collectibles. So like that car right now would be worth a chunk of money. It being a 6-cylinder with a supercharger. Cars like that, the 90s cars are like the next big thing. There's a show that I think is in California called Radwood. And the whole point of Radwood is it's like later 80s, early to mid 90s cars that a lot of people scrapped, unfortunately, and just they were throwaway cars. Oh, very nice. A Ferrari.
Mm-hmm. This was at a place I delivered to and picked up. The guy that owned the place, that's what he drove. He had several different newer sports cars, older sports cars, because he also had a pale yellow old ass Porsche one day. I was going over the major bridge where my delivery was one day, and he totaled the hell out of this car and walked away from it.
It must be nice from it. It must be nice to have that kind of money. I totaled a car a long time ago and walked away from it. That was because I only spent like $300 or $400 on it, and it wasn't worth fooling with. Anthony, what's up, brother?
Anthony, what's going on, bro?
Anthony rolling in the chat.
Well, yeah, he knows he's welcome. He's got the link. So
it's funny how things, like older cars and trucks from, like muscle cars and the hot rods and stuff like that, as people get older, what you remember is things from your childhood. And obviously I would love to have a, 60-something Mustang, but at the same time,
who the fuck you calling old?
Me. I told you I'm saying we're old bastards because I'm also an old bastard.
Speak for yourself, bro.
It's funny how things change. Because like when I was in high school, like the small trucks, like the Mazdas, the Ford Rangers, the Nissan hard bodies, mini trucking magazine was a big thing here. And you have people our age now buying those old trucks and slamming them to the ground and putting airbags on them and kind of reliving, their childhood. It's just funny how things come around and change as people get older, and we all remember different things from our childhood that really struck a chord with us.
I knew this guy back when I was younger. This was not long after when they changed from Datsun to Nissan. Remember those older school Nissan pickups?
I do.
He dropped his to the ground, extended the bed on it, and put 4 wheels on the back, 2 on each side.
And hey, Doc,
I actually had a 96 that Mazda B4000 I was talking about. I actually had that 96 Mazda B4000. It wasn't slammed on the ground. It would scrape some places, but it had like a 3.5 drop on it.
Right.
I actually had a friend that I went to high school with and graduated from high school with, that after high school, he had an S10 that was on hydraulics, which is funny to say now because airbags, are the thing now with all different kinds of vehicles here in the United States. He actually had a S10 that was on hydraulics that he could slam so low that the truck would sit on the ground and you literally could not drive it with it slammed.
12 years ago, my best friend died, and before they got to his last will, his family sold the car, which actually should have been mine, and it was a Jaguar XK 150.
Oh, that is a sweet ride.
And because his family sold it before they actually announced the last will that it would have been mine, the only thing I got in the end was his title, which pissed them off.
Oh,
they had the car, but you had the title.
I got the title, the family title.
Carol's Cookies. There was actually, you remember, I don't know if you remember that song or not, JJ. You remember there was actually a song, I'm riding spinners, they don't stop riding spinners. I remember when the big ass spinning wheels was a thing.
No, don't never heard that song. But then
Carol's Cookies actually work with a guy that has a recreation of the General Lee.
Yeah. Wasn't that the Charger? The General Lee.
It was a certain year of Charger. It was and from what I remember, it was a very specific year of Charger that was like a 1 or it was like a 1 or 2 year like very specific model, if I remember.
I know someone has done it, but can you imagine the new Challengers done up like the General
I have
Lee?
seen one like that.
Yeah.
There was a Dodge place when I used to work in an outlying point away from Atlanta for my job. They actually had and this was when the Challenger first came out. The new, cool,
the new one,
modern Challenger.
Yeah.
They had a Challenger that looked exactly like the General Lee on their lot.
Oh, that's cool.
And it did not stay on their lot for long. Somebody bought it with the quickness. And it was a very cool throwback. If I'd had the money at the time and was looking to buy a car, I would have bought it because they had the color and the decals, everything on it was exactly like the original General Lee. It was just the new Challenger.
All right. I'm about to go ahead and start wrapping it up. But before I do, I'm just going to go ahead and say this briefly. If I can find it. Hang on, I'm looking for something. Sorry, guys, I wasn't prepared. Dun, dun, dun.
Did you not be prepared? Because I'm always prepared. Not.
Having condoms ready doesn't count.
Oh, Captain Trek. You're always good for a
Captain Trek.
funny quip.
Yes, sir.
Captain Trek. DM. DM, motherfucker. No.
Apparently, JJ's DMing you to say, don't talk about how you all carry large amounts of condoms around.
No. I ain't worried about that. I just got a rubber tree.
My dad, I'll just say my stepdad to make it easier. He got a like a white elephant gift at one of those kind of Christmas parties one year.
Yeah.
You remember when? Well, I mean, they still have Spencer's, but you remember when Spencer's was a big thing as far as gag gifts? He actually got a rubber tree, which was like this small potted fake plant that had condoms all over it, and that's what it was called, was a rubber tree.
That's funny as hell.
Oh god.
I know those trees. We had them as I was in the army, but they mostly was used and was hanging down. Down the trees.
I actually, not to do with condoms, but again, JJ, a story about people I work with.
Come on, man.
This was long before I ever went to work for the railroad. Now we have toilets on the engines. It's like airline toilets. You know, the vacuum toilets that suck the stuff down into a tank. Used to, years ago, they did not have that. They had little better than basically a bucket, and you would be issued toilet bags that you would put in the basically bucket that had a toilet seat on top of it. And obviously you don't want to be stuck in an engine cab with bags full of human excrement.
Yeah.
So it got to be a joke because when they got done using the restroom, they would fling them out the window. So as you So as you went down the tracks, all in the trees would be hanging, and they were red. All in the trees would be hanging these red human excrement. Yeah, shit bags. That was what they call them, shit bags. All as you went down, it got so bad that they started serializing the shit bags, and you had to actually sign out your shit bags. So if they found one somewhere down the tracks, they could, like, we'll just say you again, JJ. They could come after JJ and be like, JJ, we found your fucking shit bag, man. What the hell's going on? Is how bad it got.
Why are you looking for it?
Because it got so bad that they were just hanging in the trees everywhere.
Well, that's my logic towards it. I'm like, yo, it's a shit bag. It's got my shit, his shit, piss, whatever you want to put. Why are you looking for it?
But fortunately
you got this thing about shit that you just want to check it out.
Fortunately now we have vacuum toilets that are basically exactly like what you use in an airplane.
Anyway,
that have the vacuum and the blue water and all that stuff.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. We're going to end the show like we always do, talking about shit. The conversation always goes to shit. It never fails. But I want to thank everybody in the chat for showing up. I mean that. You guys humble me so much. Bone, if you're still in the chat, thank you. I appreciate that. And everybody on the panel that showed up, Raquel, Dandelion, Fluff, Nindroid, Mar, Captain Trek, Han. Thank you guys for showing up. You guys humble me. For real, I was not expecting that many people will be showing up tonight, and I greatly appreciate it. And with that being said, everybody, it's time for the night to begin. Happy Veterans Day to all our vets out there. Thank you once again.
Yes.
Thank you once again.
Yes,
it's so appreciated. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, everybody say good night.
Arrivederci.
Good night.
Now buckle this. Ludicrous speed. Go!